Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Right now might be the perfect time to protect your home with clog-free Leaf Guard brand gutters, custom built for lasting performance. Get Leaf Guard brand gutters through Lindus Construction, 8449 Lindus, or on the web lindusconstruction.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Everything gone by tomorrow. It stays hot, partly cloudy with a high of 88. Still a bit humid as well. The humidity will drop Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 83. And those 80s, they're here to stay right through the weekend.
Okay, we'll take it. 85 right now, sunshine on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Because weather here can turn on you faster than gas station sushi. News Talk 830 WCCO. You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
I went shopping today at Costco and bought the one thing that embarrasses me every single time. What? Susie on her way out the studio had a guess. 651-461-9226. What are you embarrassed to buy? I was with my sons. We're at Costco. It's like old times back at the DeRusha house for one more day until my kids both leave for the rest of the summer. But we went to Costco this morning, and every time there's one thing that I buy, and I think like, man. Now, some of this is my own arrogance that I think, A, other people are noticing me, and B, would even give a rip about what's in my cart. I acknowledge the arrogance. It is, well, should I reveal it right now, Dan? Should I say, maybe people want to guess?
I was going to say, maybe you should ask the people to guess.
The one thing that embarrasses me. So you can share what it is that embarrasses you or the thing that embarrasses me at 651-461-9226. Now, I'll be honest, this is not the first time in my life that I've been a little embarrassed about something that I purchased. I've talked before on the air about being a high school student and needing to go to the JCPenney and purchase hosiery. So remember back in the day, you could go to, there was like a department. You could go to a store and there'd be somebody who worked there. And I had to buy hose because I was cast in the school musical as a dancer. And part of the costume was hosiery. Does anyone call it hosiery anymore? What do women? I don't know. It's not part of my normal wardrobe.
Mine either, so I couldn't.
Pantyhose,
Tights, leggings.
different. Pantyhose is different from tights and different from leggings. I didn't know the sizing convention. I didn't know.
You seem to know
anything.
quite a bit about it, to be honest. So
I learned a lot that day. The JCPenney in Des Plaines, Illinois. And then there was a time as I got older that I had a favorite deodorant. I know I'm not the only one who comes up with subterfuge when I'm at the store as to not be embarrassed when I go to the checkout. I have a favorite deodorant, all right? Sue me. Don't you ever get attached
say,
in
doesn't
a
everybody
dumb
have-
way? So my favorite deodorant, such to the point that I once ordered a case of it from the manufacturer.
That was commitment for sure.
Power Stick. Power Stick. Power Stick used to cost 99 cents. You get it everywhere. And then stores realized, there's not a lot of margin in 99-cent deodorant. And so the Power Stick was removed from the shelf, and the only place you could get it for a time was Walmart. And I thought it would be strange to go to Walmart and check out with like 4 or 5 sticks of antiperspirant. So I would I would pick up a couple other random items, which had to be fooling nobody. I mean,
I assume not. Yeah, no,
but I felt a little better about it, I guess.
And that's okay. I'm over here chortling because of the latest text that came in, which I presume is guessing what it is you're
What I'm
afraid to
embarrassed
buy or
about.
embarrassed by. Yeah.
Dave from Blaine is guessing depends. Yeah,
Fair.
that's fair. When that time comes,
Incorrect, but fair.
when that time comes, will I be embarrassed? Yeah.
You will.
That's maybe when you go to the home delivery, at that point. Nothing to be embarrassed about. People have.
Well, you've got the Target delivery ironed out now, so why not,
Beano is another texter. Good guess. Good guess. Not correct. Condoms. Believe me, I would not be embarrassed. Although I think there are a fair number of follow-up questions that would come to.
Sure.
You ever have to buy condoms for someone else? Has that ever happened in your life?
No.
I'm gonna just keep that story to myself.
I think that's a good idea.
Rogaine.
Mm.
Nothing embarrassing about taking care of your hair loss. That wouldn't embarrass me. Jock itch cream, that would be embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. Especially in the Costco size.
That's a big tub.
Do they sell
I hope so.
like preparation H?
God, I hope so.
Oh gosh, another texture, big pink balloons. That's I mean, I do have some empathy towards Mr. Christy Gnome, but big pink balloons. Another texture. Was I buying a How to Please Your Wife book?
I hope you would have bought that before the 50th birthday and not after.
No, she already gave me that book years ago, so it's fine.
You've been married a long time, so it must have helped.
Oh, I read it cover to cover and put a lot of it into practice.
Dog-eared some pages.
Yeah, if your wife gets you the How to Please Your Wife book, read it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's an invitation.
I believe so.
And also, no matter what aspect of your life, we all can improve, even if you're already at the level of like an NBA player.
Here we go.
But do you want to level up? Yeah. You don't have to be embarrassed for buying a Taylor Swift CD. We all know. Yeah.
I mean, would it be slightly embarrassing that you're still buying CDs at this point? I mean,
maybe.
I don't know.
This texter is embarrassed when I get my favorite drink from Whole Paycheck. It's Beaver Elderberry and Rosé Lemonade in full wine bottle sizes at a half dozen bottles at a time.
It's the half dozen bottles at a time, I think that.
Yeah. It's a little problematic. Lots of texts at 651-461.
Nobody's guessed it yet, though.
One person got it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. One person got it. A 651er. Typical, East Side knows what's up.
Here we go.
Does Costco sell Trojan brand? Asking for my cousin, Mike. Text in. Now, they sell large quantities. I don't think it necessarily means large size, Mike. So, Texter gets it right. Big toilet paper. It's big, 30 rolls.
Oh, I missed that one because it came in after the wine bottles.
30 rolls of toilet paper.
I see. Now, you told me this when you came in today. And I honestly, when you said I bought something and it embarrassed me, I was, this is going to be good. And then it was toilet. And I'm like, why would anybody be embarrassed about buying toilet paper? Other than the joke, which I immediately spat back at you, is what are they feeding you at your house that you need that much toilet paper?
Yeah. That's what I think. I think that when I walk around Costco with 30 rolls of, and obviously I go for the Charmin. I want all the plies, I grew up lower middle class. My dad was a generic shopper in the good old days of generics, where it would be like black block letter type on a white bag, and that was it. And my mom put up with it. We were allowed to buy, my dad was allowed to buy generic Cheerios, generic Oreos, those kind of Duplex, whatever. But when my dad came home with a generic toilet paper, she just about threw him out of the house. There's a certain area you don't want to skimp on. You know what I mean? But I just think when you're walking around Costco with the giant thing of toilet paper, well, I'll talk a little. Why does it embarrass me? It's a reasonable question. We'll do it when we come back. Steve, hang on. 651-461-9226. What embarrasses you when you're shopping, or am I just being ridiculous? Maybe the answer is both on a hot, sweaty Tuesday here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Jason here for my friends at Luther Kia of Bloomington. And I got to tell you, you have got to get out to the store, because Luther Kia of Bloomington has just absolutely redone their entire building. It means a better shopping experience for you as you're looking at some of the hottest cars in America. A lot of us are looking at every penny we spend, and gas prices are a major discussion point. I was talking to Dan Dingman over there at Luther Kia Bloomington today. He said, for sure, customers are coming in asking about fuel economy, and Luther Kia Bloomington right now has 90 plus hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and EVs on their lot. Oh, man. The hybrid SUVs they have are awesome. And as we're looking at the pocketbook, Kia has a crossover SUV and two sedans, all starting right around or under $30,000. That is something else in today's marketplace. That is for sure. Now, Dan told me that CCO super fan Bob Gunderson was in today for an oil change and a tour. And I want you guys, when you go to service your vehicle, don't drive past Luther Kia Bloomington to go to one of these quick change places. Go to the dealer. The price, I just got my oil changed on my Kia there. The price is actually lower at Luther Kia Bloomington, and you get to hang out with the dinger. Say hi to my friends at Luther Kia in Bloomington. You can check out their inventory online, lutherkiaofbloomington.com, or go check out that brand new facility where 494 and 35W come together. That's
Staples has hundreds of ways to grow your business this spring, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through June 13th and save up to $150 on all your custom prints. Staples. That was easy.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
I'm here with Alec Sherritt, a top mergers and acquisitions attorney with Helmuth & Johnson. Alec, Minnesota laws can be complex. How do you make sure you're on the right path?
At Helmuth & Johnson, we help businesses and individuals navigate Minnesota's laws with clarity and confidence. We understand how Minnesota's laws and courts work, and we guide you every step of the way.
So it's not just knowing the law, it's knowing Minnesota.
Exactly. Practical advice, local experience, real solutions.
If you're looking to buy or sell a business, go to hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side.
Staples presents Celebrations Made Easy.
I went to Staples for a custom printed graduation banner and invites and saw that Party City is now at Staples.
Wait, what?
Party City is now at Staples.
So now Staples has balloons?
Yep.
Decorations?
Yes.
Streamers, cups, table covers?
Yep, Staples has everything for a party. And now buy two, get one free on select foil balloons.
Holy confetti! So the best party started at Staples.
That was easy.
In 613 select stores, exclusions apply. In-store or buy online. Pick up in-store only.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection.
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support, all in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mira Fiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mira Fiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
Nothing. It just turns into nothing so quickly.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I mean, I know when you go to Costco, you're sort of opting in to a supersized experience, but walking around Costco with, I mean, it's so large that it's emerging out of the cart. We go to Steve in Wayzata. Steve, I bought just so much toilet paper today. I feel like we should be set at least for a month. I mean, we should be set for a long time. It's so big, you know?
It wasn't the toilet paper that was embarrassing. It was you carrying it on your shoulder like an 80s boombox thinking you were flying.
Maybe that was the issue. But I think it was really funny. No?
Well, you hit the magic marker out and put the speakers on it and whistling all the time. I don't know what you were doing.
So, Steve, my kids, as we were standing in the checkout line, saw the sign at like the Costco food court of the hot dog and it's $1.50 and the whole bit. And the kids are like, Dad, this is what my son says. Dad, you seem like the kind of guy who would wear the T-shirt that has the hot dog for $1.50, like that exact same image that's on the menu board is apparently a T-shirt. And I think they were making fun of me, Steve. I'm not sure.
Well, only if it's white with the blue trims on the sleeves and the collar. And your white socks with your sandals on.
I mean, I thought that was in. I thought that was in. It's back in style. Yeah, maybe it's the way I handled it. Thank you, Steve. The texters say embarrassing things to buy. Spicy romance books. As a 6'6" tall dude, I always try to hide them with another book while in line to check out. How about chocolate max strength X-Lax laxatives? Yeah. There is so.
I mean, if you paired that with the toilet paper, it would certainly explain things.
Oh gosh. Texter asking if I bought prunes as well.
Again, same idea. It would certainly explain some things.
I don't know why it embarrasses me. It's sort of silly.
Well, and so that last texture kind of hits right at that thing. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. When was the last time you noticed someone else's product that they maybe would think would be embarrassing. Like, when are you paying any attention to what anybody else is getting at Costco? You're probably really not. So, and especially again, in the Costco environment,
yeah,
the embarrassing thing would be like to buy a 4-pack of toilet paper at Costco. Because why are you at Costco if you're buying a 4-pack?
It's true. Just don't be the guy who goes to Costco for the free samples, says Jonathan. Yeah,
Hey, look, if they're offering free samples, I mean, you're supposed to be embarrassed about taking them. They're being offered.
It is stupid. I know it's stupid to be embarrassed by it, but I come by this honestly when you hear the years of, I used to buy my TV makeup at like Walgreens and Target when I was first starting out, right? And sometimes the cashier will try to make a little sort of, casual banter,
which you usually enjoy.
I do usually enjoy.
Yeah.
But if you're a guy buying makeup, now maybe it's different today in the woke society we're in. But back in 1997, when I was a young TV reporter in Davenport, Iowa, I don't think anyone was expecting men to be buying makeup. So they would ask, is it
for your wife?
For your wife, right. And at that point, with all the confidence of a 22-year-old boy who thought he was a local celebrity, I was like, well, I'm on KWQC, TV6 News.
Actually,
I'm
kind of a big deal. Yeah.
So stupid.
That had to be an interesting little, mental calculation. Do I use this moment to promote myself, or do I just go with it and say, oh yeah, no,
Right.
it's for the wife. It's no big deal.
No, even at a young age, I was like, this may be a promotional opportunity.
Exactly.
You got to win. You got to win the audience one at a time.
You're consistent in that regard, and I appreciate that.
Texter says the most embarrassing thing I buy is depends, and I will look the cashier dead in the eye when purchasing them.
Like just daring them to say something.
Oh, that's amazing. You guys are giving me so many ideas for as I age into even more embarrassing purchases. Like try to make it weird for the cashier. That's pretty good. It's 3:28. We're going to break in a minute. I want to talk with Eric Pratt. He is the Republican candidate running in Angie Craig's current district for U.S. House, CD2. And there's a lot of conversation going on all around the country about what are we doing with these sort of endorsement conventions? Are we daring, are Republicans inviting the opportunity to feast on their own? Same with Democrats. I wonder what Eric thinks about that. We'll talk about trying to run for a district that was a 50-50 Republican-Democratic district, but since Angie Craig has been elected by larger and larger margins. We'll talk with Eric Pratt in just a minute here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO. Where Minnesota checks in.
Well, here's my problem. I want to say a couple things. Thanks so much for taking the call.
And chimes in.
Right, I agree with you. Be careful what you ask for.
I don't usually 100% agree with you, but I do today.
It's your turn.
I'd like to know what it's costing to do this.
Add your voice to the mix.
I'm very jaded with all politicians in general.
What an incredible failure of the legislature.
The CCO talk and text line 651-461-9226.
Chad back here with you. I want to talk about trust and peace of mind. We all need it, in particular in some areas, including your insurance. Maybe it's for your business, or maybe it's more traditional with your house and your car. For me, I have trusted Amber Scholl and Associates with American Family for what are you guessing? 5 years, 10 years? No. My entire family, whether it's my father or my kids, with American Family, with Amber in particular, for 30 years. We dread something bad happening with our house, with a car accident, but we need people with expertise, with professionalism and availability, and that's what Amber and her team are all about. Reach out to them today. It's worth it. Trust me. 651-738-4811.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-910-2233. That's 800-910-2233. 800-910-2233.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Crash working on West 494 near France Avenue. The activity off the left side. Your slowdowns back at Lindale. Get ready for slowdowns on 394 eastbound Worth Parkway into downtown Minneapolis. Traveling West 94, some slowing is midway past 494 up in Maple Grove. South 35 east slows past Victoria Street heading down toward West 7th. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast on this Twins Ticket Tuesday, so make sure you keep listening when you hear that sounder. Caller number 3 gets a 4-pack of the game on Thursday, June 4th. Twins versus Royals at 6:40. Prince night. So you got to buy like the ticket package to get the varsity jacket, the Prince varsity jacket at twins.com/Prince. But we'll be giving away a 4-pack sometime during the show today. Here's Chris Schaefer.
We'll have a shot of scattered showers and thunderstorms into the night. 65 the overnight low. It does stay humid tonight and tomorrow. Another cooker tomorrow with a high near 88 under a partly cloudy sky. Plenty of sunshine, less humid on Thursday with a high of 83. And our highs will stay in the 80s, and we should stay dry through the weekend into next week.
It is 88 degrees in Lakeville right now. Steamy on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
This is going to be a big political week in Minnesota as the parties come together to pick their candidates in some of the statewide races. Later in the show, we're going to talk about whether or not Minnesotans want moderates or do we want true believers in our statewide elections and in the U.S. representative, U.S. House races. The Republican candidate in a race that's getting a lot of attention because it is a very tight race between 3 DFL candidates for U.S. Representative Angie Craig's a soon-to-be former seat. There is a Republican who is sort of having the ability to dance to the general election unscathed, and that is State Senator Eric Pratt, who joins us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. Eric, thanks for being here.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
I'm sure you're glad that you don't have to go through a bruising nomination battle, right?
We had a good, tough endorsement battle, and I was blessed enough to come out with the endorsement. So I'm looking forward to a good campaign over the next few months.
What do you make of your district, the second district? Because Angie Craig turned what was a pretty reliable Republican district, and then it became almost a toss-up, a 50-50 district. And I always thought, man, Senator Craig, or U.S. Representative Craig, she is such a savvy politician to take that district and win a very tight reelection once, and then won it by a larger margin, and then won it by an even larger margin. I think some national people look at the district and say, this might be a Democratic-leaning district. What do you say about that?
I agree with your first assessment. It's truly a swing district. We've got some Republicans, we've got some Democrats, but we've got a large percentage of independent voters who just really don't vote party line. They vote for the person that they know and they trust. I've represented part of my Senate district as a swing district, and I'm the only candidate, the Republican, that's gotten over 50% in that part of the district the last 3 elections.
So what's it take, you think? Because I think you're right. Your district is actually my favorite district in the state of Minnesota, because I think there's great value in having a pretty evenly divided politically district, because it forces politicians to listen to the people and be where the people are at. Because if you want to get reelected, you can't just go hard to the right or hard to the left. What do you make of that scenario going forward? Is it realistic to be a moderate candidate in Minnesota today?
I spent 30 years in banking, and I was a senior vice president for, one of the large banks here in town. And, what I can tell you is that it's about being authentic. It's about being able to communicate with people. It's not always about what I want to say, but it's being able to connect with them in a way that they want to hear it. I found that when I was managing people, it didn't matter what I wanted to say if I wasn't saying in a way that connected with the person I was trying to manage. And so it's very much the same way. It's a communications issue.
Operation Metro Surge, the surge of ICE agents into Minneapolis, and not just Minneapolis and St. Paul, into the surrounding suburbs, including into your district, has remade a lot of the political races on the DFL side. Republicans, I think, have, I don't know if people have had a strong willingness to say if they supported it or if they were against it, because the base of the Republican Party is very supportive of Donald Trump. And I would argue almost everyone is actually very supportive of quality efforts to enforce our immigration laws. It's just that's not what we saw here, in my view. What is your reaction to the way the Trump administration surged ICE agents into your district and into Minnesota?
As I talk to people across the second, the one thing I hear consistently is they wanted our law enforcement agencies working together. And quite honestly, we didn't always see that. We saw it better down here in the suburbs, and why we didn't see as many of the high profile incidents as maybe in Minneapolis. But
what do you mean? What do you mean by that? Like, what would you like to see done differently?
Well, I think local police should be working with federal agents to make sure that we've got control on crowds and we've got things being done the right way. The fact of the matter is the president realized that it wasn't a good effort at the very beginning. In fact, I was working to try to get people to talk, to try to resolve and bring down the temperature of this, while my Democrat candidates were out encouraging people to protest. I wanted to bring calm and order back to the streets. And I was actually in Washington and had found out that Tom Homan was going to be coming into Minnesota. And I think that was a great move to bring him in. We saw the temperature almost immediately drop on Metro Surge, and that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see calm and order brought back.
Do you think there were moments where agents acted in a way that, say, would be different than what you would see in your local county sheriff or in your local community police officer?
we've got we've got great police officers here in the state. They're well trained. They spend a lot of time in community policing, and I think we don't always see what happens in other states. And we had some of these folks were local, some of these folks came from out of state, but Minnesota has to have high standards, and I think we need to work to hit those standards.
Yeah, I think my takeaway on this is we talk with Eric Pratt, state senator, who's running for U.S. House in the 2nd District here in Minnesota. My takeaway is that you would never see a state trooper or a county sheriff or one of our local police officers acting in the way that we saw some of these federal agents on our streets. You just would never see it. To me, it was unacceptable and unprofessional. And we do see professional policing all the time. I think most Minnesotans 100% support professional policing. We don't support what we saw not in all cases, but in a lot of cases, Eric.
And that's why I think, most people expected our law enforcement agencies to be working together. I think we could have avoided a lot of problems had there been better cooperation.
Is there something at the federal level that you would want to mandate? Because I think I've heard a lot of conversation about we want them to be working together. Now, the feds don't tell the local cops where they're raiding or who they're going for. And so I'm not quite sure what local police officers should have been doing differently. But is there some federal policy you'd want to pursue at the U.S. House that would change things?
Well, I think our local police officers could have been doing crowd control, traffic control, that type of stuff, and allowing the ICE agents to do their job. We don't want local police officers enforcing immigration control. We don't want federal agents doing traffic and crowd control either. Everybody's got their lane.
But how do you do that when you have 3,000 federal agents coming to town and the city of Minneapolis only has, 600 cops right now? I mean, this isn't Chicago where you have a giant police force able to respond and help out.
Our Minneapolis Police Department does a great job. And I think they could have helped out, just like our Scott County police communities did a great job helping to keep the peace. And we just need to encourage them to work together. My hope would be that we see Minneapolis hold these violent criminals so that ICE agents could pick them up. But they're not doing that, and that caused a lot of problems. I'm hoping that we can get back to some sort of normalcy.
Eric Pratt is with us, running for U.S. House on the Republican side. What do you think the number one issue is for people in your district when it comes time to vote in November?
Affordability. That's the one thing I hear about constantly. What's been hard for me is trying to talk about affordability at both the national level and then, as my role as a state senator, having to talk about it at a state level. We're one of the highest tax states in the country. But I think there are things that we can do federally to help with affordability.
Like what? What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, for one, I passed a child care tax credit here in the state. It was a bipartisan effort between me and Representative Katiza Wattoon. And I know there's proposals up in Washington to do something very similar. We've got some tax credits that we here at the state level haven't fully conformed with. I really think fraud could be an affordability issue. Look, I think the state agencies earned the blame, some of the blame that they're getting for how the fraud was executed here. But my question has always been, from my banking background, who in Washington was looking at it? And I think we have to do a better job of finding it before it gets to $9 billion.
Donald Trump's approval rating is about as low as any approval rating has ever been for a president. Obviously, gas prices and affordability, if those are the number one issues, do you think Donald Trump has screwed up the economy?
No, I don't think. I mean, nobody wants a war that goes on to an extended war, and we certainly don't want our sons and daughters at risk. But I would also say that Minnesotans understand that we can't have an Iran with a nuclear weapon. If Iran gets a nuclear weapon, they become a clear and present danger to the United States and all of its allies. Gas prices are high, and Minnesotans are tough and resilient, and those gas prices will come down once this conflict ends. I hope the conflict ends soon and we start to see that relief. But, you know, I'm not running, you know, the Democrats want to run against Donald Trump. I'm running to serve the people of the 2nd District.
Is that possible in the year 2026, where it seems like these federal elections and local elections to a large degree are a referendum on what do you think about Trump? What do you think about Trump?
Well, I support the president's policies.
You didn't at first, right? At first, you didn't support him. Not an uncommon position by moderate Republicans, but the first time you ran, you weren't supportive.
Well, I mean, that put me in the same place as J.D. Vance and Doug Burgum and Marco Rubio. But, you know, I have voted for the president. I supported the tax cuts. I supported his pro-growth agenda. Look, I think we need to be focused on getting the U.S. economy humming again. And it's doing great. I mean, by all the numbers, it's doing great. It's just people don't feel it. And we need to get the economy turned around so that they're feeling it like the numbers show.
Yeah, and I think that's the challenge, right? Because the numbers, I think most of us look at the numbers and say, we don't believe it because gas prices are up, grocery prices haven't moderated. We don't feel like our wages are up, any of those issues. So no. The numbers are good if you're rich, but not good if you're a middle class person in Lakeville or Prior Lake, right?
And real wages are catching up to inflation. I mean, during the Biden administration, when we were up around 7-9%, wages were falling behind. What we've seen in the last year is wages catching up to inflation. They're not fully caught up yet, but we're on the right trajectory. But I think AI is an economic disruptor. And there's a lot of angst around what that means for the economy. I tend to look at it as we've seen these disruptions before, these technological disruptions before, and they always create new opportunities. So I'm actually very positive on where the economy goes.
3 DFLers are all seeking the endorsement in their district: State Senator Matt Klein, former State Senator Matt Little, and State Representative Caleb Berg. I assume you know all 3 of these pretty well from working with them in the Senate. And being in your hometown, is there one that you'd love to run against?
No, you're right. I do know all 3 of them. I think they're all 3 good candidates, and they're all going to be, it's going to be a good race. It's going to be a tight race, but it's going to be a good race. A lot of the people in the second weren't happy with the trifecta, and I think they're going to remember that when they go to vote for one of the Democrats. And that's why I think it gives me a slight advantage going into November.
State Senator Eric Pratt, appreciate the time. Thank you for being here. We'll talk more as we get closer to the election.
Thank you.
There it is. Lots of text coming in at 651-461-9226. You're welcome to react to what Eric Pratt said or didn't say in that conversation. Let's break. We'll come back with what you've got to say in just a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Jason here for J.H. & Sons at the Galleria. I was just at the Galleria visiting the team over at J.H. & Sons today. Alicia and Chuck and Bryce and Dean and Sam was picking up a pair of suit pants that he had repaired because, well, it wasn't J.H. & Sons' fault, but Sam bought, let's be honest. I bought Sam a really nice suit for graduation, high school graduation last year, knowing that I wanted a suit that would be sort of a legacy piece, a piece that would last through the years, timeless fashion, high quality. And, the fraternity kids split the pants, imagine. No problem. They got a tailor right in house. Dean took care of that issue. Toot sweet. And that's sort of the service that, for me, puts J.H. & Sons over the top. Now, you are going to meet the amazing team that I mentioned, and you are going to experience what it's like to have people take care of you. Premium men's clothing. J.H. & Sons has you covered if you've got a graduation or a wedding coming up, or if you're looking for a nice outfit for a night on the town. Go see the team at the Galleria. Tell them you hear me talking about them on CCO Radio. You can sign up for their email list at their website. That's jhandsons.com.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
You just testified under oath you're getting more fiber in your diet, and it was easy. Where is this additional fiber coming from?
Mira Fiber Gummies.
Objection.
It's true. Mira Fiber has 8 grams of fiber to help me get the fiber I need in a day, plus 4 B vitamins for metabolism support, all in one serving.
Overruled.
My gut rests its case.
Oh, that's my line.
Find Mirafiber today at your local retailer from the makers of Miralax. Mirafiber supports metabolism of carbs, fats, and proteins. Serving size is 4 gummies.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
35W southbound near Franklin Avenue reported to be a crash. Activity is off to the right side, and things are slow as you come down from before Highway 55, and that's going to be, again, South 35W. 694 westbound, get ready for slowdowns there. Silver Lake Road over to Highway 100. If you're a little bit further to the east, 35E northbound looking fairly decent right now, 94 to 694. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
For the best windows in the business that are made to order just for you, an array of styles, features that will fit your project and budget, only one way to go. My friends with Pella Windows and Doors, PellaNorthland.com. Tell me you heard this from Chad.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, CCO forecast brought to you by Pella Windows Northland. We appreciate their support. You know what I need? I need a new sliding door to my patio. The unofficial start of summer has certainly had me realize that dang screen door. Tonight, mostly cloudy with scattered showers. I hope you guys have the same reaction that I do when I hear these advertisements. It's like, I need a new door. I might get some scattered showers and thunderstorms. I like to call it a shunderstorm. Low of 65, still hot. Tomorrow, hot, 88. Thursday, still too hot, 83. Average high is 73. We're going to be in the 80s through the weekend right now in downtown Minneapolis. How's 87 feel on CCO?
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
That's my favorite thing to do.
It is one of my 2 or 3 favorite things to do, whether it's in the office, it's in town.
It doesn't matter. There's nothing better.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Twins Ticket Tuesday, so keep listening. We're giving away a 4-pack of tickets Thursday, June 4th. Is that seriously next week? Yeah. A week from Thursday is the Prince game over at Target Field. So that'll be super fun. Maybe we should do the show over there. What do you think? Prince Nine?
I like that idea.
First pitch. I think it was your idea. In fact, I just said it. I give Danny the credit. First pitch, 6:40. That'd be a fun time.
It's a team effort, Jason. I'm happy to demur.
All you do. You're a giver. You've been saying it, and here it is. So twins.com/Prince. So then you can get should I buy a ticket and get the Prince jacket?
No, we should talk to the people at the Twins and get you a Prince jacket. What, are you out of your mind?
The jacket is pretty sweet. So that's part of the ticket package. But if you keep listening, boom, we're gonna give a 4-pack away. So twins.com.
Not now.
Not
now.
And then you just call the usual number, 651-461-9226. Okay. Lots of text. I don't know. I never know what to think about text when we have a political candidate on, because it's always just if you're on the right, text say things like, Jason, keep trying. Eric knows we want lawful immigration and not the DSA protecting the criminals. Another texter.
I really hope that there's more options than just those two.
Nice week interview. Can you throw any more softball questions at this guy? Another texter. Eric Pratt is clueless. The vast majority of Minneapolis protests were peaceful and didn't need crowd control. I do think people have to push back on this. Not saying I disagree. Everyone agrees local cops should cooperate with federal cops. But what does that mean? And how are you going to have 5? Minneapolis has 500 or 600 police officers. There's no way you could have had crowd control on all of those scenes and still respond to the regular stuff going on in Minneapolis. Come on now. What a load of politician crap, says somebody else. Just another party line hack. I do think Eric Pratt, his track record in the state Senate, moderate, works across party lines. Is that what people want today? I don't know. I don't think so. We'll talk about that in our 5 o'clock hour. Continental Diamond time check. It is 3:58 right now. Time to get to Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park. Think about that graduation present, a nice pre-owned luxury timepiece. Father's Day coming up. You can check out their inventory at continentaldiamond.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees when used as directed. Spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
The first word on what Minnesota's talking about. News Talk 830 WCCO, KMNB HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. A chemical explosion at a pulp and paper mill in Longview, Washington, leaves over 10 people injured
and more than one dead, say fire officials.
The injuries range from critical to minor, and searches have been underway for missing workers at the pulp and paper mill. A tank imploded that was filled with a compound used in the paper-making process. Fire Chief Scott Goldstein says there is no further risk.
Crews from our agencies have looked at the hazardous materials component as well as the structural concerns. That is why we are saying the incident is now stable.
Emergency operations at the site are ongoing. Alex Stone, ABC News.
They cooled down the damaged chemical tank and eliminated the chance of a major explosion, say fire officials in Orange County, California, at the military aircraft factory. But there's still a chance of a leak or smaller blast, so not all evacuation orders are lifted. Orange County Fire Captain Wei-Hao Wong.
The plan is to continue to have our crews working on the ground just to assess the situation and to continue to work on mitigating what's going on with Tank 1.
A major rebuff to an effort promoted by President Trump for the midterm elections, a proposed South Carolina congressional map that could have allowed Republicans to flip the seat held by Democratic Rep. Jim Clyburn, has been killed by the Republican-controlled state Senate. It voted to go home till after June primaries without action on the map. Earlier today, Clyburn criticized the map effort.
43% of the voters should have zero representation. That is a challenge to the goodness of South Carolinians.
It happened the same day a three-judge panel in a federal court in Alabama ruled unanimously that state Republicans are still blocked from using their 2023 congressional map. An appeal's planned. President Trump on social media says during today's 6-month physical, everything checked out perfectly. You're listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sunny skies, 86 degrees at 4:02. I'm Susie Jones. A 6-year-old boy has been found safe and sound in Roseville. Cameron Simmons left home on foot about 7:30 this morning, sparking an intense search for a good part of the day. Roseville Police Chief Erica Scheider says they were just about to coordinate a community search group when the child was found.
When you have a call like this, I mean, I'm a mom, your heart just absolutely breaks, and you do everything you can, and you call in every available resource you can to come and find this child.
She says a number of different police departments offered to help, as well as the community.
Roseville's a great community, and people are willing to step up, especially when their neighbors need help. And today is just a great example of that happening. So many people coming out to just wanting to help in any way.
She says they are still looking into what happened and what may have led up to the child leaving the home. One of 2 women charged with fraudulently operating autism centers in Minnesota has pled not guilty in a multi-million-dollar Medicaid fraud case.
Shamso Ahmed Hassan and Hanan Mursal Youssef denied federal charges alleging they used 2 local autism centers to submit nearly $50 million in fraudulent claims for services that were never provided. That ultimately led to a $21 million reimbursement by Medicaid. Prosecutors claim the duo disguised illegal kickbacks to parents using code words and transferred hundreds of thousands of dollars in stolen funds to overseas bank accounts in Kenya. It's not yet known when the case will proceed to trial. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830 WCCO.
A blood emergency in Minnesota. Memorial Blood Center says supplies have dropped to less than a 2-day supply overall and under a 1-day for type O blood. Jennifer Kaluza is the executive director of blood operations. She says hospitals will have blood in emergencies, but
we need to adjust other processes in order to make that happen. And we want to make sure that blood is available on the shelves for anybody who needs it, whether that be something urgent and traumatic or a standard planned surgery.
She says about 1,200 donors a week are needed to keep up with blood demand, but they are averaging well below that number. Finally, U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is running for governor in Minnesota, could soon pick her running mate. WCCO Radio political analyst Blois Olson says Klobuchar likely wants a slightly more progressive name on the ticket and someone who can connect with her on more rural parts of the state.
The one name that is consistent is Ag Commissioner Tom Peterson. She's very close to him. He'd be a trusted choice. I would say he's the safest choice for her. And we know Senator Klobuchar has been known to go the safe route.
That announcement could come in the next couple of days. WCCO News Time is 4:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Cars working on the west side of the metro at South 100 near Glenwood Avenue. The activity off to the right shoulder, into the right lane a little bit, so do use caution as you head that way. Coming down from Highway 55, make sure you move over a lane anyway. If you're going to be traveling North 35W, some slowing as midway through the Highway 36 Commons, with a stall working in that stretch as well. And then 694 eastbound, looks like we may have a stall working there. There you have Silver Lake Road. It's going to use caution to come away from Highway 65. East 94, not bad across the St. Croix River. It's westbound where they run into delays past Carmichael Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Expect scattered showers and thunderstorms into the night tonight as we fall back to 65. Everything gone by tomorrow. It stays hot, partly cloudy with a high of 88. Still a bit humid as well. The humidity will drop Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 83. And those 80s, they're here to stay right through the weekend.
Right now, we have sunny skies, 86 degrees on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, you can get content just about anywhere, but this is the place to feel connected. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
Parents have had enough. Youth sports has become a ridiculous business, and it's a business that I don't know that it's doing kids much good. Drive Time, welcome to DeRusha. It's good to have you with us. 651-461-9226. Are you being priced out of youth sports? I feel very lucky that my oldest son was in speech and debate because my youngest played soccer and he was very, very good, but he was not at the elite travel team level. Now, I feel like we did plenty of traveling, driving to Duluth for a Tuesday night soccer match when Sam was in high school, and you're like, and this was club, right? If you don't have kids in sports or don't have grandkids who are in sports, man, it's so different from what it was like when we were kids. And the kids who make it to the professional level, I feel like you hear story and story time and time again about people who were incredible athletes, played multiple sports, and didn't get caught up in this crazy racket. I have friends that spend tens of thousands of dollars for their kid to be in water polo. I mean, this isn't just sort of the basketball, football, hockey in Minnesota scenario. This is every sport. Minnesota Star Tribune has a story that said youth sports is a $40 billion industry in the United States. I remember we had to face the decision with both Seth and Sam because they were in the Park and Rec soccer league. And I think a lot of you guys with young kids, you remember it. You remember like the kicking kids type thing where you've got this swarm of 5 and 6 year olds running around chasing the ball. It was great. It was great. And about 3rd grade, we had said no to the club. We're like, no, you can play Park and Rec. Just have fun, be active, play sports, make friends, learn how to work through disagreements and disputes. But I'm not paying tens of thousands of dollars over a year for a third grader. Well, what happened was that summer, there were only 3 teams. And so you had essentially no choice. These commercial sports leagues are wiping out park and rec type sports all throughout America, throughout Minnesota, certainly. You look at the amount of money it costs. If you're looking at a traveling team or an AAU team, which here's the thing, if these leagues were only for the truly elite, it would be one thing. And it would still be crazy in my view, because the truly elite are going to get to the elite level either way. $4,000 to $5,000 for traveling in AAU teams. And you haven't even bought equipment yet. Skates, gloves, pads, all of those kind of things for hockey. Expensive. Private coaches. When do you draw the line as a parent? When do you say, I can't? Minneapolis Hockey Association raised their fees by 8% 3 seasons ago. That's the last time they raised their fees. And they, most of these do like have financial aid and things to help, but think about it. There's a survey that looked at how much people are spending. I wonder how much you guys are spending at 651-461-9226. Average U.S. family spends more than $1,000 per year on a child's primary sport. That is a 46% increase since 2019. In some cases, youth sport expenses can reach as high as $25,000 per year. I worry that this is sort of an overarching fear I have about our society. We have more options than ever to eat healthy, to go to the gym, to live a healthy lifestyle, if you're rich. If you're regular, I feel like there are fewer options than ever. If you just want your kids to play sports in a casual, laid-back neighborhood environment, where do you go? $25,000 a year. What? And is it worth it? I guess that's the question I find myself asking. And I know, like, at that youth level, every parent thinks you're going to get your kid a D1 scholarship to college.
Well, and it's all the more now in the era of NIL and revenue sharing, because if the difference between getting your kid that scholarship and not getting the scholarship is participating in these traveling leagues and making sure more coaches can see them and increasing the number of recruitment contacts for your kid, knowing that there's that money at the collegiate level now, I assume that makes it even more of something that people look at and see as an investment rather than I'm just trying to get the best for my kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you're actually investing in that kid making money, and it becomes a circular thing. I've got to spend money to make the money when maybe you actually don't, because if your kid's talented enough, they're going to get found, is the theory.
Which is true. And you might not make your high school team, though. Like, that's where it's different. Andrew says youth sports should not be an industry. Another texter says the problem is if you don't play club sports, it will be hard to even make a high school varsity. And I think that is right. That's where today you do feel the pressure to play, because I think Sam could have played varsity. He got called up a couple times to play on varsity. Our youngest, the soccer player. But he mostly played JV. And I do think that's because the coaches pretty much, they fill their varsity team. It's not like it was when we were in high school.
Right.
When we were in high school, the freshmen played freshmen. The sophomores played sophomore or JV. The juniors, some played varsity, some didn't. Now, the varsity coaches are grabbing like good 8th graders or good freshmen and teaching them for 4 years. They're running it more like a farm system at that level. So if you're in 7th or 8th grade and you're not already at the club level, forget it. Forget it. Texters, we paid for my daughter to be in an individual sport which offers no college scholarships. We did it because she was good at it. She loved it, and it taught her amazing life lessons. Every parent has to make their own decision. It was completely worth it for us. Another texter, Jason, you draw the line before you ever get your kid involved in club sports. My opinion on the matter is that these parents pay to have their kid in youth sports are deluding themselves into thinking their kids are way more talented than they are. And that's how these traveling leagues make money. Opt out before you ever opt in. I think there's probably a rural versus urban difference here. Texters say must be a metro problem because rural kids in sports almost all make the varsity squad. I do think there is some reality to that in the metro you have much bigger schools.
It's population density.
Right. So you feel like if you want your kid to play, I guess my question is, why do you want your kid to play on the varsity level? You get the same lessons by being JV and still competing, still having fun. Is it the elusive college scholarship? Is that the goal? And then is the real problem that college is too damn expensive and we're prepaying for it. Did you really win getting a scholarship to the U and saving what, 18 grand a year? And you spent 100 grand over your child's lifetime to get there? What are we doing? Lots of text coming in. Keep it coming. How do you navigate this? Is this out of control? Or maybe it's worth it. Plenty of people texting saying it's worth it. 651-461-9226. Drive Time. Back in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
When you need your oil changed in your Kia, where do you go? It's Jason. I go to Luther Kia of Bloomington. 35W 494. Right where it comes together in Bloomington. And Luther Kia Bloomington has a brand new building. Now, it looks cool. Your shopping experience is going to be better. But the bigger deal about this new building is that the service department is much more expanded. You've got great service bays, more service bays. You're not going to have to wait as long to get your car taken care of. And I like taking my car to the dealer. And you'll feel the expertise and the care and the respect, frankly, the respect you get as a human when you go to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Why is that? I credit it to Dan Dingman, the general manager there. Dan's second-generation car business. His dad was in the car business for a long time here in the Twin Cities, sold Oldsmobile. But Dinger knows how to take care of people. And let me tell you, the lineup of Kia cars is going to blow your mind. I just read an article about the return of the sedan because of the cost of new cars. More and more people are taking a look at sedans again. Kia's got the K4 and the K5, both starting MSRP under $30,000. Go see what they've got. Check out their inventory at lutherkiabloomington.com. Tell Dan and the whole team over there that you heard me talking about him on Drive Time with DeRusha.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Success is picking up extra shifts for your family. Now you want to be the boss. Success is getting your foot in the door. Now you want to take the next step. Success looks different to everyone, and University of Maryland Global Campus can help you reach your goals. And there's never been a better time to get started on your future. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. As an accredited state university, UMGC has been transforming lives for over 75 years. With more than 135 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, online and hybrid courses, personalized support, financial resources, and lifetime career services, achieving your dreams is more possible than ever before. Choose the program that's right for your career goals and get started on your next success. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Guaranteed cash offer is the way to go. Just call Chris Lindahl. He'll buy your house today. He'll help you get a fresh start right away. Just call Chris Lindahl with his arms so wide. He'll help you move on fast and keep things simplified. Just call Chris Lindahl. His program is the bomb. Apply for your offer at chrislindahl.com.
Your daily detour into sharper conversation. Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
So a friend of mine texted in on the youth sports conversation asking if the old argument that if you're good, they'll find you holds water anymore, because college coaches are going to these travel teams, to these super teams, these AAUs, the club sports. College coaches are not necessarily watching high school sports anymore as they recruit. That is so interesting. And you think the big money sports, the transfer portal has changed things so much that the idea of recruiting a high school kid is a different ball game today as well. It's also different. I don't know. For me, it makes me sad, because competing in anything, and it doesn't have to be a sport, but there's something about the competition that comes with sports that has these sort of built-in adversity, conflict, figuring out how to work as a team, put others before you. How do you deal with losing? All of these life lessons are tied up in sports. You can learn a lot of this in competitive dance, in speech and debate. But competition, I think, is good for kids, especially as parents have sort of offshored the ability to ever correct or say anything negative to our kids. So many texts coming in at 651-461-9226. Crazy that the majority pay for the few to make it a career that pays more than teachers and nurses and team owners make more than anyone. Priorities in this country are out of whack. I don't know. I do think it is one of these things where you feel as a parent, if your kid loves something and you're able to support it, you want to do it. Texter, sometimes you get parents redshirting their 8th graders, delaying their high school career for a shot at a payout. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. Another texter. Yeah, Mike in Hudson says the same thing. These parents holding 8th graders. Now, we probably hosed Sam because he actually skipped a grade. So, like, he got, not only would his cheap parents not pony up for him to be a part of the travel team, but we also skipped him a grade academically. Texter says, I'm so fortunate my daughter was horrible in sports as a young kid. She never wanted to play sports throughout her school years. Let's go to Lee in St. James. Lee, I know you're close to this as a former coach, right? What are your thoughts?
I'm actually a current coach. This is year 38. So
sorry for sorry for firing you there. I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay.
Well, thank you for what you
came back. So you're on the right path.
How much has this changed and become like very expensive and big money, Lee?
I think it's easier to be found, and it doesn't require the travel stuff. That's a misnomer. There's people making money off that idea.
Yeah.
A lot of these travel, they do it in the spring. Let's say JO volleyball. Well, a lot of the really good athletes are playing varsity softball or running varsity track for their schools. They're not at those tournaments. So if you play against them in the regular season and you show you can compete with one of those so-called superstars, that film is going to get to coaches. They're going to find that.
Interesting.
I had an athlete I coached. He came down to our school, which was half the size of the school he came from. We won one football game that year. This was 2001. He got a D1 scholarship.
Huh.
If you have the talent, you're gonna be found. And if you don't have the talent, trying to pretend you got it by going to all these different things, again, somebody's making money off that. And it's kind of too bad kids get caught in the middle of that stuff.
Yeah, I just think it's unfortunate that sort of for the kid who is good but not great. Like I think about my son in this category. He's good, not great, didn't want to turn his entire life over to sort of chasing a greatness that he knew. I mean, look at his dad. Like the genetics were not on my son's side here. So, but for a kid like that, it's harder to find a lane these days, you know?
Well, and I played D3 football, and we still get together. This is 40 years we've been getting together. So I think your opportunity to get the really important stuff that's going to last forever is right there with any level you go to. If you do things right, and you're a good person.
Really
so
good.
I think that D1 stuff really gets sold, and it's very, very few that are going to have that opportunity.
Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it. Thanks for coaching all those years too. My goodness. Dealing with parents. I just was a parent looking at the other parents. Like, my gosh, Frank is from Maple Grove, a youth sports official. Frank, thanks for calling in. What's your take?
Hey, appreciate you taking my call. In fact, I met you last year, I think, at a tournament in Maple Grove.
Oh, I hope I wasn't a jerk.
No, you were actually pretty funny thing is I thank you for the weather. So
it's all right. I get that all the time. It's all good. What do you think about this environment around youth sports?
Well, you know what? Honestly, the game really kind of has changed over the last 15 to 20 years. And so what you've got these major sports apparel and shoe companies that have come in, and they really cut the head off of these sports entities, especially the AAU. That used to be the premium, 15, 20 years ago. And now Nike, all these other big companies, they have basically taken all of the elite players and put them on these circuits. And so now AAU is kind of, for a minute there, they were struggling to kind of get the level of players that they were used to. And so now they're just taking anybody and everybody. And it is, at this point, and in my opinion, it's really just a money grab.
Oh,
it's
interesting.
sad. Yeah. And so I do quite a few AAU stuff, and I look at it and I'm looking at this like, wow, this is not what it used to be. These used to be really good players. And now it's like, some of these teams they're just like, like house rec league teams.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah, they're having fun, but I mean, they're not necessarily that talented.
Right.
And and the parents, they want what they want. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah, very interesting. Thank you. Thanks, Frank. I appreciate it. That sort of cost, right? That's rough. Mary in St. Paul. Mary, thanks for listening. Youth sports, youth hockey here in Minnesota. It's expensive for parents, isn't it?
Well, yes, it is, Jason. But I don't know. I didn't hear maybe everything that's been said. But as a former hockey parent and who was heavily involved with her children, both my husband and I can't tell you, I can't even put a money value on what the kids got out of it by being with other really great kids and unbelievably great parents and keeping them just busy and out of trouble.
Do you think there's a way to do it without maybe the
quantify that in dollars and cents? If you can afford to be a hockey parent, it's not an inexpensive sport.
Yeah. I think that's sort of the question, right? Like, is there, have we allowed these sports to become so commercialized that you got to pay to play, that it's out of reach for more and more families? Like, are we losing the point of exactly what you said, the lessons you learned from competition and being around other good kids? That doesn't have to be as expensive as we've made it. You don't have to travel from Coon Rapids to to Michigan or to Vegas. I know all these kids who went and played in Vegas and New Mexico and on, and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is so expensive.
And hopefully, there are a lot of programs that will, get kids skates, even if they're used. I mean, and used hockey equipment. I mean, where there is a will, there is a way. But the sticks are expensive.
Yeah, it's true. And they're going to break. Mary, thank you.
It's worth every penny for us.
Yeah, thank you so much. And textures, one texter had a daughter who played junior hockey, and they drove a lot. Another year they flew a lot, played USA hockey, had her college paid for. And yeah, for you, those experiences are priceless. And you say, of course, like if you can't afford it, you would do it. I just worry that more and more people are not going to be able to afford it. We'll break. Let's talk burgers in a minute. It is summer weather. It is grilling weather. This weekend is Grill Fest at CHS Field in St. Paul. There's going to be a burger battle. I want to know your favorite burger in the Twin Cities at 651-461-9226. We're going to have our own little in-studio burger battle as part of DeRusha Eats next.
Drive time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. In a world where the dial is predictable.
And now, more of the same. Coming up, something mildly interesting.
One station refused to be dull.
Breaking news here this morning.
They brought opinions.
No civilized society bans books.
Who are we?
They brought energy.
How about they just plow the damn street?
To continue slap in the face.
They brought Minnesota.
Is it a witch hunt? I guess, but you appear to be a witch.
Back to life. This spring, boring gets taken down. Curiosity fights back. And your commute will never be the same. News Talk 830 WCCO. The battle against boring starts now.
Are your checking and savings accounts feeling dim? Allow Luminate Bank to make banking brighter. With our radiant savings and brighter checking accounts, we're here to help strengthen your financial future with options for both personal and business accounts. With no minimum balance requirements, high yield rates, and our online banking and bill pay tools, Luminate Bank is simply the best choice. So don't let your money sit in the shadows. Let Luminate Bank illuminate your finances. Learn more at luminate.bank. That's LUMINATE.bank. Luminate. We make banking brighter. Member FDIC. Other fees may apply and fees may reduce earnings.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Free shipping this month at minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, and tell them Jordana sent you.
Get everything you need to take care of your lawn at Menards. Tired of all the bugs in your yard? Enjoy your outdoor space again with Ortho Bug Clear Granules. They kill ants, fleas, ticks, and other insects fast, controlling them for up to 6 months. Save big on Ortho Bug Clear Granules. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for more great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, Adam Carter here, inviting you to join me November 30th to explore tropical Costa Rica with Colette. We'll stay in the Monteverde Cloud Forest, a place you have to see to believe, where trees grow to heights of 100 feet and the wildlife is abundant. From butterflies to sloths. Enjoy breathtaking views in Nature's Museum. Visit a coffee plantation to learn the history from the bean to the cup. Plus, relax in a resort on the most beautiful beach of Guanacaste. This and so much more. Colette handles all the details. Flights, meals, hotels, and local experiences. Your only job is to have the time of your life. Do not miss out. Call Colette at 866-436-6734 or visit WCCOradio.com to learn more. That number again, 866-436-6734. Let's go to Costa Rica.
Gas prices are up. Luther Kia of Bloomington is there for you. It's Jason DeRusha. I love my Kia, and I love Dan Dingman and his team, plus their brand new facility. More room, more service bays, more Kia excellence. EVs, hybrids, the red hot 2027 Telluride. I just test drove it. It is awesome. Get to 35W and 494 and check out 0% financing on Sportages and Sorrentos at Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Washburn McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
Financial literacy. It's amazing they don't teach it in school. Listen to the Investing with Confidence show every Sunday at 11 p.m. and join us for a free investing class by texting the word investing to the number 210-210. Take action today and make a change for tomorrow. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 today.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Problems on the north side of the metro, traveling northbound 35W near Highway 10, crash off to the right side. This update is brought to you by Whole Foods Market. 35E northbound as you make way toward University Avenue. Got a multi-car crash working on the left shoulder. Traffic is congested and make way through that downtown stretch of 35 and 94, and then it continues to be heavy as you head up to Highway 36. Save on organics at Whole Foods Market. Get a 16-ounce container of organic strawberries for $4.79 each with Prime through May 26. They're the perfect topping for pancakes, yogurt bowls, and more. While supplies last, shop in store online. Terms apply. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, forecast time. Let's get it. It's hot. I'll tell you that much. B&M Tree Service. Here is Chris Schaefer.
We'll have a shot of scattered showers and thunderstorms into the night. 65 the overnight low. It does stay humid tonight and tomorrow. Another cooker tomorrow with a high near 88 under a partly cloudy sky. Plenty of sunshine, less humid on Thursday with a high of 83. And our highs will stay in the 80s, and we should stay dry through the weekend into next week.
It's too hot, right? Like, this is too hot. Like, I don't want to complain about it, but I'm complaining. 88 degrees and sunny in St. Paul on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I think it's absolutely flawless. Whoever's idea was that is a genius.
On News Talk 830 WCCO. DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like your favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard. Drive Time now transitions into DeRusha Eats.
And DeRusha Eats is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. With the weather so warm, so hot, I don't know about you, I have been firing up the grill every day over the last 4 or 5 days. We had delicious pork chops. Thank you, Minnesota Pork Board. Delicious pork chops last night. This weekend at CHS Field in St. Paul, Saturday and Sunday, it is Minnesota Monthly Magazine's Grill Fest. Grill Fest going on at CHS Field. And the editor-in-chief of Minnesota Monthly, Alicia Taylor, is with us here at CCO. Alicia, it's good to see you.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right, let's talk about Grill Fest because this has been going on for a long time now.
Yep, it's in its 14th year, and it'll be back this weekend, like you said, at CHS Field on both Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 5.
What is it that you like best about Grill Fest?
I love the variety that shows up, not just food, but lots of drinks. There's games. There's the Ambassador's Wiener Schlinger.
Pardon me? Hello? Yes, the Ambassador hot dog is a terrific hot dog. And the Wiener Schlinger is, how would you describe the Wiener Schlinger?
Oh, gosh. It's like a CO2 hot dog slinger. You pull the trigger and it flies, 20, 30 feet.
Yeah. I mean, if you've never fired a hot dog out at CHS Field, you're missing out. It's great fun. Grill Fest has a burger battle every year. And this year's no exception. So when people come to Grill Fest, you walk into CHS Field. which I think is beautiful. I love the stadium. So you walk in, you smell grilled meats all throughout the area because you've got how many restaurants you have a bunch of restaurants taking part in this, right?
Yep, there's several dozen, and it's not just burgers, it's barbecue as well. And then we do a best of show kind of immersive battle throughout the whole weekend. So you get to vote on best burger, best barbecue, best Bloody Mary, and best margarita.
4 different battles, and everybody who attends, you get a vote, right?
Correct.
So the burger battle, we have a couple of the contestants with us here in studio, right?
Yep, we have a Fire Lake burger from Fire Lake Grill House, connected to Radisson Blue by Mall of America, and then we also have Portillo's. They brought a charbroiled burger.
All right, so let's look at this. If you're watching on the live stream on YouTube at WCCO Radio, we're on Facebook and we're on X at DeRusha J. This is Fire Lake. This thing is beautiful.
It's actually a elk and Wagyu smash burger. So
Really?
it's kind of a combination, and they top it with cheese, arugula, a black pepper, black garlic aioli, and it's on a pretzel bun.
Fancy. Where are you on pretzel buns? Pro or con?
I guess I'm not. I don't discriminate on bread.
Dan Cook, you're a burger fan.
Very basic, but yes.
The pretzel bun.
Kind of overrated.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be dry.
I think
it can be a little dry.
I think folks that like to be snobby about food like to think that a pretzel bun somehow elevates the experience. And to me, it's just a vehicle to get more meat into your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
it's a bun. I actually think one of my favorite buns in the world, and yes, we're talking about your favorite buns at 651-461-9226. How about that? Could we do that as our next cover story? Could you assign me to do a story? DeRusha's favorite buns. Think of the cover art, Alicia. What do you think?
I think it would be a top seller. It would fly off the newsstands.
You're sitting in line at the Lunds and Byerly's or the Kowalski's, and you're like, what are DeRusha's favorite buns? All right, so this is I think the McDonald's bun is actually an excellent hot dog bun or a hamburger bun, right? Squishy a little bit, but strong enough to hold up to the meat, tastes good. This Portillo's burger, this looks fabulous.
Yep, that is a 3rd-pound burger. They like to throw in a touch of salt right while it's grilling to seal in that flavor. And then they do have a special bun. Speaking of buns, it's a corn-dusted bun. It's made specially for Portillo's.
That looks
I didn't know that either.
No, that looks awesome. I'm going to crush this in the break. Texters say anything but a croissant. Yeah, well, you know what I think the worst burger bun experience I ever had? Do you remember the donut burger phase? Too sweet. No, thank you. No, thank you. This weekend, Grill Fest. Part of what's changed about Grill Fest over the years is originally it was just beer. There's a lot of craft beer and burgers. And now you have so many different types of beverages available out there. And it's all included with your ticket, right?
Correct. So it's $65 per ticket, unlimited sampling of, like you said, beverages, food, take part in games. There's fun activations throughout the arena.
Is this a good idea? Unlimited, you think? It's a questionable idea. We've experienced it. You could just say it. People get... when you in Minnesota give people all you can eat and all you can drink?
We like to have a good time. It's the official kickoff to summer. It's only 4 hours too. So pack it in your 4 hours, and then you can't stay at CHS, but you can go party elsewhere if you want.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. It's sort of what we say to you at the end of this. I do write for Minnesota Monthly Magazine. Can I give people my code?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a code. And this is Minnesota Monthly is paying nothing for this. This is just a segment. But I have a discount code if you guys want to use it. It's just my name, Jason. And that's 50% off. That's
a good discount.
Right. So you're buying two. Basically, you buy one ticket, you get the second free, which is pretty fun. So where do people go to buy tickets? Just minnesotamonthly.com, and then it's on the...
Or grillfestival.com, and that'll take you to the ticket landing page. Put in your discount code, and we'll see you this weekend.
It's pretty fun. Can I ask you about the issue of Minnesota Monthly that's out right now? And we're getting lots of texts of people's favorite burgers, so keep them coming.
Oh, perfect.
Because you will get to vote among the different competitors out there. And the different winners over the years, it's been interesting. It's not always like you never quite know who's going to win. But last year it was Twin Cities 400 Tavern won in the burger battle. And Allery's won the barbecue. Margarita was Kickled Mary. Oh, how about that? And they won the Bloody Mary battle too.
Yeah, it was a great year for Kickled. And it was really heartfelt because I think the gal's husband had maybe recently passed away. And so they just cried. We hugged. It was such a special tribute.
Sweet. Really cool. So the current issue of Minnesota Monthly on newsstands right now, you have it, right? Hold her up to the camera. The best fried chicken. So the cover image, describe the cover image for us.
Oh, delicious. It's the honey butter chicken sandwich from Curiouser Coffee, and that's Chef Tom Bomer. And it has this big glob of butter that smooshes down and the honey's dripping. And that's what we wanted for the cover. And I tasked you with finding it, and you delivered, Jason.
It is the photo. Who took the photo for that? It's gorgeous.
It was a new photographer,
Now I'm playing Stump the Chump here.
David Schmidt.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. He nailed it. And whoever food styled it killed it. It looks so, it's so, you see that at the newsstand. You're like, I want to eat this magazine.
Yes, that's the goal.
And there's a fascinating interview with the police chief, Brian O'Hara, in there as well, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, he had a lot to say, and it was pretty timely with his kind of allegations floating around. And no, he's doing great things for Minneapolis.
Minnesota Monthly Magazine, they have a couple big events a year. Food and Wine Experience in the spring. Grill Fest kind of kicks off the summer. And then, there's Canafest and the Fine Spirits Classic, which is in the fall, right?
Fine Spirits is in August.
Oh, in August, end of summer.
And then we have Rhythm and Brews in the fall, which is the kind of fall kickoff to fall, cozy outdoor festival with music and all that good stuff.
Pretty cool. Alicia Taylor does a great job as editor-in-chief of Minnesota Monthly, and I am saying that because I work for her. So that's how this goes. If she were doing a terrible job, would I tell her now? Actually, I probably would.
You probably would.
Seems like a bad strategy, though.
Has that ever been my strong point?
No.
A lot of love for Portillo's on the text line. The Apple Valley would really like a Portillo's. You're a South Metro person, right?
I live in Shakopee.
What's the best burger in Shakopee?
Oh,
are you a burger?
Lion's Tap.
Oh, Lion's Tap.
Oh, you can't beat it.
Lion's Tap is very, very good. Texture agreeing. Favorite burger, Lion's Tap. And they're affordable. I love an affordable burger, right? Doesn't need to be that fancy for me. It's all about the meat and the ratio. I guess now I've made it fancy. You don't want too much bun and not enough meat, or too much meat and not enough bun. It's got to be right. It's got to be right. Alicia Taylor, thank you. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Grill Fest is this weekend, so still tickets available. It's going to be so nice too, right? Perfect grill weather. And if you've never been to a Saints game or CHS Field, it's fun to go just to wander around the ballpark with all of this stuff going on. So come on out. And I think I'm coming on Sunday, so I will see you there. But use my code Jason. Use that discount code. I know it's Grand Old Days. Is that this Sunday too in St. Paul?
They usually fall right around the same time.
Yeah. You know what, St. Paul? There's enough party to go around. No doubt. 4:48 drive time. Going to take a break in just a minute. Dan Cook got a text on Friday. Thursday?
I think it was Thursday. Yeah.
Dan Cook got a text, and I'm like, I don't know, this seems like a scam. And he ended up buying a car. Was it a scam? We'll talk about it when we come back.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
All right, I mentioned that I fired up the grill last night. Charcoal. We're using charcoal at the DeRusha house. We used to use gas. Oh, man. Charcoal grill. That smoke that you get on a pork chop, bone-in pork chop. Holy moly, it's Jason here. So proud to tell the story of the Minnesota Pork Board, 3,000 family farmers. It's really the farmers that I love, keeping the history of agriculture in Minnesota alive, taking care of their animals, taking care of their people, taking care of the planet, as well as we have so many second, third, fourth generation farmers in the Minnesota pork community. But it's really about the flavor in this time of year. Oh, come on. You're firing up the grill and you're getting that juicy pork burger, maybe a smoky rack of ribs. How about some sausage? So many options for you at tastewhatporkcando.com, where you can find new inspiration, new ideas, just new ways to make lean, high-protein, delicious Minnesota pork a part of your dinner, a part of your family fun, a part of your backyard gathering. Yeah, let's go. Get that inspiration at the website. I tell you, I use it all the time, looking for new ideas of things to make, or maybe advice on what temp to cook that pork chop to, because most of you are overcooking it. That's why it's so, you want it juicy, man. You don't need to go to 160. It's not a chicken breast. Thank goodness. No offense to the Minnesota Chicken Board. Is there such a thing? Probably. Pork loves you. Get to tastewhatporkcando.com. Get your grocery store, get your butcher shop. Let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Going to find some slowing to travel west 494, making way toward Pilot Knob Road or toward 35E. If you're up on the north side of the metro, get ready for slowdown on 610 eastbound 169, heading over to Highway 252. Cedar Avenue southbound slows 494 to the river, South 35W. That's 106th Street as you head down to Highway 13. 13 eastbound's jammed up as you make way toward Highway 5, heading over to Nicollet. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Hot. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot and still hot. Tonight, chance of scattered showers. Not a major chance, but be on the lookout. Low of 65. Tomorrow, 88. Thursday, nice. 83. We're going to be in the 80s and dry all weekend long. Right now, it is too hot. 88 on CCO.
Where curiosity hits the gas. Drive time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, let me get you a Continental Diamond time check because it is 4:54. Time to think about what you're getting Dad for Father's Day, and he really wants a beautiful luxury timepiece, maybe that Cartier Santos. That's what this dad wants. And you can get it at Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park or continentaldiamond.com. Dan, you got a text last week.
Yes, I did.
That we discussed when you got it.
Yeah.
I was intrigued.
So was I.
And maybe a little dubious.
So was I.
The text said,
hey, this is the car company from where you bought your 2022 vehicle. We noticed you've got great equity in that vehicle, and we're running a special this Memorial Day weekend, which can get you a bigger bonus. How about you come in and we'll see if we can put you in a new car? And so I discussed it with a few people that I trust, and I sent a text back that said, well, if you can put me in a new car for the same monthly price I'm paying right now, I could be interested, but I'm not really looking to get rid of this car. So unless, we can keep it even Steven, if that's a possibility, we can talk. If it's not a possibility, better that, we just say thank you and move on right now. And so they came back and said, actually, we think we can do that. Why don't you come in? Could you come in Friday or Saturday? And I said, I can come in Saturday.
I can do that. Yeah.
So I did. I went in there Saturday, still very dubious, still very prepared to say, hey, thanks, appreciate the offer, but this isn't what I want, and getting up and walking out. And sure enough, if they didn't come back, we had to do a little math, but we did the math, and I'm paying the same monthly payment essentially for a brand new car.
How about that?
I worked out.
Because I get these emails, right? Like, I'm sure plenty of listeners get these emails and whatever. I think you framed it. You won the framing.
Thank you.
Where it's like, well, yeah, if it's the same payment, why not?
That's kind of where I was at with it. Obviously I'm extending.
Now you start over
the term of the loan. Yeah.
But
okay.
Now, how long did it take you?
Bell to bell was about 2.5 hours.
And did you test drive the new car, or was
I
it
didn't,
just,
only because it's the same car, literally same car, same color. It's just a 2026 instead of a 2022.
Did you think about going like bold red color? Bright.
They asked me about coloring, and I said, I like the silver. I like the metallic color. But I also am a big fan of blue just in general as a color. So if there was a blue one, I'd look at that. And they came right back with a silver one and said, nope, we're going to do this. I'm like, okay.
All right. Pretty cool.
It worked out great. And if they want to slip me a little bit of money, I'll tell everybody which dealership it was, but they were
I don't know. It's interesting because you think about that when you get those texts where they're like, oh, we can, we've got an extra, you get the thing that looks like a check. Here's your $500 for your trade-in or your car or whatever. I was wondering, like, is this really, but it seems like if they can make the money work, what the heck?
Well, and it was, I was dubious, I knew that the text was probably something of a robocall type issue because it had the, send stop to stop getting it. So I knew that whoever sent me the initial text, I probably wasn't going to end up talking to that person. But the person that I ended up talking to was referencing the text messaging. So it clearly got where it needed to go.
How good does the new car smell, though?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
so good.
Can you bottle that? Like, I would wear that smell.
David Linsky of L3 Family Wealth Partners. People will spend a year planning their big vacation. Take the same care when it comes to your retirement plan.
Listen to the Retirement Reality Report, Saturday at 11 on WCCO.
Mike Rowe here with a random fact. More than half of the homes that have basements in North America will experience water damage. It's true. Whether it's basement moisture, flooding, or bowing walls, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Washburn-McCreevy Funeral Chapels and Cremation Services has been providing compassionate and personalized service for over 160 years. Honor your loved one and ensure your own wishes are met. Call 612-377-2203 or visit washburnmccreevy.com.
There's one box that you'd run back into your burning house to grab. It's the box filled with your videotapes, film reels, and photos. Those sentimental, meaningful, irreplaceable moments. Hi, I'm Nick Mako.
And I'm Adam Baselogger. We started Legacy Box over a decade ago so that we could help families save their memories from being destroyed by floods or fires.
And it's not just natural disasters, Adam. Every day, videotapes and photos are slowly fading away, decaying, neglected in closets and attics.
Digitizing your old media stops fading, and preserving those recordings means they are safe forever. It's like magic, converting your shoebox of memories into digital files, ready to watch and share.
It's the only way to ensure your legacy is safe for generations. That's why over 1 million families have already trusted Legacy Box. Legacy Box is simple and easy, it works, and is safe. We'd love to preserve your family's collection. Don't wait. The risk is too great.
Visit legacybox.com/radio to save 50%. That's legacybox.com/radio to get started and save. legacybox.com/radio.
Minnesota's source for news, weather, traffic, talk, and Twins baseball. News Talk 830 WCCO. KMNB HD2, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. An explosion, shock, and tragedy at a pulp and paper mill in Longview, Washington today. There was a rupture in a tank filled with a chemical used in the paper making process. 10 people were taken to the hospital, some seriously injured.
Unknown number of fatalities at this moment. As we said, we have confirmed that there are fatalities, but the exact number is undetermined.
Fire Chief Scott Goldstein.
Crews from our agencies have looked at the hazardous materials component as well as the structural concerns. That is why we are saying the incident is now stable.
Crews have cooled down the damaged chemical tank and eliminated the chance of a major explosion, say fire officials in Orange County, California, at the military aircraft factory. But there's still a chance of a leak or smaller blast, so not all evacuation orders are lifted. ABC's Alex Stone.
This whole thing is looking a whole lot better. With that threat gone, with the pressure and the temperature down, they have been able to cool it off. In fact, firefighters saying a few moments ago, they are no longer spraying the big stream of water onto it.
A major snub to an effort promoted by President Trump for the midterm elections, a proposed South Carolina congressional map that could have allowed Republicans to flip a seat held by a Democrat has been killed by the Republican-controlled state Senate. It happens the same day a federal court in Alabama ruled unanimously that state Republicans are still blocked from using their 2023 congressional map. An appeal is planned. The Pentagon says U.S. air attacks this week targeted Iranian missile launchers and boats around the Strait of Hormuz. Iran calls it a violation of the ceasefire, though U.S. officials say there is progress in the talks with Iran. Not a lot of change seen by ABC's Ian Pannell.
Both sides are kind of poised for a resumption in hostilities, even though they're talking about the possibility of a ceasefire. And the reality is that at the moment, there's no tangible progress towards either.
Listening to ABC News.
Minnesota's trusted voice every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sunny skies, 86 degrees still at 5:02. I'm Susie Jones. Roseville police announcing this afternoon that a 6-year-old boy missing all day has been found safe. Chief Erica Scheider says Cameron Simmons left home on foot about 7:30 this morning, sparking an intense search for a good part of the day. She says she saw him only from a distance when he was reunited with his family, but he appeared to be in good shape given the circumstances.
I walked past him. I obviously kept my distance because I'm sure he's pretty scared, but from what we've heard, he's good, probably really scared. It's probably been a long day, and so we'll certainly be making sure that he's taken care of well.
His mother telling reporters he was hiding for most of the day. The chief says that they first put out that alert, and we're in the process of working with BCA to determine whether or not an Amber Alert should be called.
Unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of information. We didn't have any kind of vehicle we were looking for. We just had that missing person alert, which is what we pushed out right away as soon as we confirmed this morning that he was gone.
No word yet on exactly where he was found, but we could learn more tomorrow. An emotional courtroom in Hennepin County as the driver charged in a deadly hit and run in Brooklyn Park made his first court appearance. 23-year-old Ryan Freeman stood behind a glass wall with tears in his eyes as the judge set bond at $150,000. He is charged with criminal vehicular homicide after allegedly hitting and killing 25-year-old Maya Walker at Highway 252 and 73rd Avenue last Tuesday. Maya's father, Reggie Armstrong, recalling the death of his only child.
Very beautiful person. Very free-spirited. Never did no harm to nobody.
Investigators say that they found Freeman later that night last Tuesday in a damaged car matching the description of his vehicle. In court, Freeman's attorney said that he has diabetes and mental illness. A 55-year-old Minnesota woman pled not guilty in federal court to the latest case of fraudulent Medicaid billing.
Shamso Hassan Ahmed was one of 15 people charged last week in federal court in what prosecutors say was an autism scheme. Court records show that Hassan and Hanan Youssef billed Minnesota's Medicaid program for services never provided at 2 autism centers between November 2019 and December 2024. Prosecutors say the two defrauded the program out of more than $20 million and that they gave illegal kickbacks to parents to enroll their children. Taylor Rivera, News Talk 830, WCCO.
Lagging donations are creating a blood emergency shortage in Minnesota.
Memorial Blood Center says around 2,500 donors a week are needed to keep up with blood demand and that they're averaging well below that number headed into the summer trauma season. Jennifer Kaluza is MBC's Executive Director of Blood Operations.
We try to have a 7-day supply on hand at all times to make sure that we can support hospitals, both their regular needs and any emergency needs. Type O, which is the most commonly used blood type, is actually below a 1-day supply right now.
MBC is asking eligible donors to roll up their sleeves and donate, reminding donors they can donate every 56 days, while platelet donors can give up to twice per month. Mark Fry, News Talk 830 WCCO.
WCCO News Time is 5:05.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
A single contractor and construction company for all your home improvement needs, lindisconstruction.com. Slowdowns in place for 35W, essentially both directions between downtown and the crosstown. South 35W also slows as moved down from 106th Street toward Highway 13. South 169 is jammed up 494 as you head down to Highway 101. Brighten your home with energy-efficient Infinity from Marvin Windows, built for lasting beauty, durability, and comfort. Go to lindisconstruction.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jordana Green here. I pray you and your family are always safe. But if there's ever a time where you need an advocate after an accident, let Mike Bryant of Bradshaw & Bryant help you. He will work with and for you in dealing with the insurance company. Call 800-770-7008 today. Bradshaw & Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorney seeking justice for the injured. You can find them at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Expect scattered showers and thunderstorms into the night tonight as we fall back to 65. Everything gone by tomorrow. It stays hot, partly cloudy with a high of 88. Still a bit humid as well. The humidity will drop Thursday, mostly sunny with a high of 83. And those 80s, they're here to stay right through the weekend.
Right now, 86 sunshine on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Because you like your news fast and accurate, and your opinions honest and sharp. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
Susie and Dan and I were just talking about the proper length of shorts for men for 2026. We have to face these questions so early because it's so hot.
Now shut up and drive.
And Dan and I have a different view on the appropriate length for shorts. Dan, you like sort of the booty short length, the super short?
No.
No?
No.
What length do you want shorts to be?
I prefer my shorts to reach my knee.
To reach your knee?
Yes.
That was trendy for a minute.
Right. And that's where I come from, and that's where I'm stuck, and that's just fine.
So it will come back
eventually.
I don't know what the trend is right now.
I have no idea. Of course, I didn't know that it was a trend when it was a trend. So
what I don't need is someone telling me how long my shorts should be. Can't fashion leave us alone?
I don't know. You're a fashion guy, right?
I know, but on that topic,
you like to look good.
I think men generally look goofy in shorts. The only people who look good in shorts are hot guys. You know what I mean? Like regular guys, you got a chance wearing pants and wearing a nice outfit, that is fine. But shorts, nah. And then you're showing like ankle. My son, I learned so much from my 2 college age children who are home. These 2 children. I learned last night there's something called ankle cleavage. Did you know this?
Was not aware.
I believe it's just, I mean, when he said it, I was sort of disgusted by it. But it's just if you're wearing like no socks, if ankle cleavage is just the little exposed part of your leg. So if you have like a capri pant or a cuff.
I can sort of see where they're coming from with that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's sort of like I'm showing a little cleavage today. Is this one button too many unbuttoned? We're on the edge.
It feels a little comfortable for being at work. It also feels like this is your part of your continuing campaign to get illicit allow you to wear chains.
It's true. It's true.
Because that look would make a lot more sense were you wearing.
I should button it up.
I mean, I would, but that's just me.
Text says tennis player length and or right above knee is. I didn't click on the article, so I don't even know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know. And who cares? Like, I don't care. I don't know why I don't care about that. I do generally care.
Yeah, you do. I'm kind of surprised that this doesn't intrigue you more.
I'm not buying new shorts. I'm going to wear the same shorts that I've been wearing for the last 3 years since I lost the weight.
Right.
And I don't know, like, I feel like I don't wear shorts that much.
I don't either.
I look better with like a linen pant that's breathable, summery, good enough. Or jeans. Are jeans allowed?
They're allowed, but it's a little warm for the summer.
You got to go.
Of course, I'm wearing jeans today, and
you have a light wash.
That's why I'm telling you, it's a little warm for the summer.
It's a little warm, that's for sure. This week, politics will be heating up around Minnesota as we go to the political conventions this weekend. Republicans are going to decide, and I think is the Republican convention. It's in Duluth.
Duluth, yes. On Friday, I think, is when it starts. And
the DFL convention, is that in Rochester this year? I don't know. Yeah, it's this weekend in Rochester. So these conventions will be going down. Around the country, there has been more of a move to say we should get rid of these conventions. We should get rid of party endorsements and just have people run, go to a primary, and let the people decide, not the nerds who want to give up a summer weekend to sit in a convention center and argue about whether they want to be a very progressive party for the Democrats or a moderate party. For the Republicans, do they want to be very MAGA or do they want to be moderate? Should we get rid of these party insider conventions? 651-461-9226. I was thinking about this because Senator Amy Klobuchar has a decision to make, and it's the lieutenant governor decision. And I don't think, generally speaking, I care who the lieutenant governor of Minnesota is going to be. I care who the governor is. And the lieutenant governor is either going to have some work to do or not. It matters if, well, I guess it matters if your governor is going to run for president and maybe, peace out. But generally speaking, does anybody really care who the lieutenant governor is? Except for the fact that it does signal this sort of dance that every candidate is doing right now in Minnesota. Amy Klobuchar is a mainstream Democrat. I wouldn't describe her as moderate. I would say she's a mainstream Democrat. But a lot of the party has moved more to the left, more towards the Democratic Socialists of America, the DSA side of things. And that wing of the Democratic Party already looks at Amy Klobuchar with suspicion and says, like, I don't know, like, is she a fighter? Is she what we need? Is she? So there's already this skepticism. So should she pick a progressive running mate, like an Aaron May Quaid, for example? Or should she pick, like the name that Blois Olson has been sharing, the ag commissioner of Minnesota, Tom Peterson? So Tom Peterson, if you're looking at the DFL, Democrat Farmer Labor, Tom Peterson taps into the fact that Democrats have sort of lost the F in their voting. But the L might be more aligned with a progressive candidate. And we're seeing this in every race. Mike Lindell, now it was his poll, so I don't know how much we can believe it or not. But Mike Lindell put out a poll that showed if President Trump endorsed him, he would have 37% of the vote, the leader by a mile. If you had no endorsement, if Trump endorsed no one, he's still, according to his poll, leading over Lisa Damon. It just had me thinking, like, is this a here we go again scenario for Minnesota where voters seem to be saying we want moderate candidates, and instead are we going to get Peggy Flanagan for U.S. Senate? Are we going to get Mike Lindell for Republican governor? Do we want moderates? Now, a texter says the people do decide. That is what the primary is for. Anyone can vote in the primary. Unfortunately, only about 10% of voters vote in primary. Yes, the people do decide. But what you have right now is this sort of charade where everybody running for office has to either say they're gonna pledge ultimate loyalty to this decision, to the endorsement, and if you don't, then you don't have a chance.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that yes, voters do decide to a point, because while you can still write in a name of a candidate, obviously in a primary, if that candidate has already said, I'm abiding by the endorsement and I didn't get endorsed, so I'm not continuing this campaign, then you're not really getting a true choice. You're getting a choice that's heavily weighted in favor of the person who's endorsed. So unless somebody bucks their own party and says, I'm not going to abide by the endorsement, the voters in the primary don't necessarily always get that. Sometimes they do, but not always. And too often they don't. And too often it's too few people at this endorsement level that are deciding who it is that we get a chance to vote on.
There's a story today in a publication called Semaphore that described these state conventions, like we're going to see this weekend, as circular firing squads. And so party leaders all around the country are looking at, is this a good idea for us to gather on a summer weekend and beat the crap out of ourselves? Think of what's going to go down in Rochester this weekend as you have Peggy Flanagan, the lieutenant governor of Minnesota, Angie Craig, the Democrat darling who took a Republican district to a 50-50 district to a almost no-brainer Democratic district. Now, earlier on in this show, we did have the state senator who is running against whoever the Democrat is going to be, State Senator Eric Pratt, and you can check that out wherever you get podcasts. But Eric Pratt said he likes all three of the Democrats who are running in his district. But in Rochester this weekend, you're going to have the Angie Craig people, more centrist, beating up on the Peggy Flanagan people, more progressive, and vice versa. And what is that good for? Is that what does that do? And I think it's worth considering. Does this make sense? There's a certain type of person who is maybe not representative of what the regular voter is, or maybe is. I don't know. I just think it's a bad way to pick candidates. And certainly the Republicans have proven that by going this endorsement route, they just pick the worst candidates possible that can't win at a statewide level. Should we get rid of these things? 651-461-9226. Lots of text coming in. We'll share your thoughts on this when we come back.
Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Terrene Dermatology wants you to put on your sunscreen. It's Jason for my friend, Dr. Mohiba Terrene, and her team, the Terrene team. They are powerhouses. I absolutely love the staff at Terrene Dermatology. I visit the location in Roseville. So does my wife. So do my in-laws. But if you're in Lakeville, you're lucky. If you're in Hudson, there are 11 now Terrene Dermatology locations all over the Twin Cities. Started in Roseville and have grown Maplewood, Monticello, Eagan, Farmington, Lindstrom, Sandstone, Osceola, Western Wisconsin. You're covered thanks to Dr. Mohiba Terrene. Now, the sun is hot. We are spending more time outside, and May is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. So I want you just to take care of yourself. If you have a mark or a mole that has changed color or size or shape, don't mess around. Terrene Dermatology can get you in within 3 weeks. That is quick, and it's serious stuff. I have a history of skin cancer on my side of the family. Alyssa does on hers. Alyssa goes twice a year for a full-body skin checkup, and she's going back, actually, next week to have something removed. Just because Dr. Mohiba Terrene knows that if you catch this stuff early, your success rate is so high. Take care of your skin and go see the best, the experts at Terrene Dermatology, Tareen, TerreneDermatology.com.
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. We got a show and it's Guys and Dolls at Chanhassen and Dinner Theaters. It's terrific and delicious because you got dinner and a show. Don't take my word. Everybody's loving it. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it eye-popping and blazing with brilliance. I heard a lady from Eden Prairie say this is the best show she's ever seen at the Chan. Grab your doll or your guy. Get your family over here for Guys and Dolls. Visit ChanHasnDT.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With smart business buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
You've put in the work to get that first job, moved up the ranks, or started a family. Now it's time to take your success to the next level. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we're here to help you keep that momentum going with educational programs built around real-world, in-demand career skills. We'll teach you how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science, plus timeless skills like leadership, communication, critical thinking, and more. Affordable, accredited, and online. A UMGC education fits your life so you can keep growing while you keep going. You've succeeded before. Now succeed again. At UMGC, we believe nothing should stand in the way of your next achievement. Not doubt, not your life stage, and especially not an application fee. Just apply by June 1st and we'll waive your application fee. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Gas prices are up. Luther Kia of Bloomington is there for you. It's Jason DeRusha. I love my Kia, and I love Dan Dingman and his team, plus their brand new facility. More room, more service bays, more Kia excellence. EVs, hybrids, the red hot 2027 Telluride. I just test drove it. It is awesome. Get to 35W and 494 and check out 0% financing on Sportages and Sorrentos at LutherKia of Bloomington.com.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
He's known for the slow burn. He wanted to keep it organic, and I'm still begging for it. More controversy.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
I cry my eyes violet. Elizabeth Taylor, tell me for real. Do you think it's forever?
Talking about the party conventions this weekend and sort of the challenges if you're a moderate and want to get moderate candidates out of each of these parties. The system is not set up to support that. You have to vote in the primaries, and the texture is right. Both Mark Dayton and Tim Walz ran against DFL endorsed candidates in the primary and won. So you do have to vote in the primary. No doubt about it. And another texter points out, everyone can't vote in primaries because of this. Minnesota limits primary voting to one party only. So if you want to vote for, like, say you wanted to vote for Angie Craig and you wanted to vote for Eric Pratt, you can't. You got to pick one. Or if you wanted to vote for, on the Republican side, well, we haven't even talked about Michele Tafoya. So Michele Tafoya on the Republican side would be considered, I guess you would consider Tafoya a more moderate Democrat or a more moderate Republican, right? She's a moderate Republican because she is more open on the idea of abortion rights. She's talked about being open to finding a solution for people who are here illegally. So say I want to vote for Tafoya and I want to vote for Angie Craig. I can't. So that's sort of the problem with the primary system. Now, granted, should you be allowed to vote in both primaries? Probably not. Like, it's a party process. It's a party system. So if you're a centrist, you have no home. And so you are, I know that Mark Dayton and Tim Walz beat DFL endorsed candidates in the past. Do you think that would happen today? I don't know. As much as the political parties in Minnesota don't seem to have the power that maybe they once did, I don't know. Like, the endorsed candidate is still a big deal.
It is a big deal. I do think that can still happen today. But I think what you're seeing more of today than especially back in Governor Dayton's time, you're seeing more people that are, in this process early on saying, I'm going to abide by the endorsement. And that's, we're going to have Adam Schwarzy, one of the Senate candidates, on tomorrow. Chad had him earlier today. We're going to have him on tomorrow. And it's one of the things he's talked about is, I'm going to abide by the endorsement. And my opponent, Michele Tafoya, says she won't. So if you limit with more people saying they're going to abide by endorsements, you limit the number of folks that people have an opportunity to vote for in a primary. And I get, some folks are saying on the text, like, they'll still be on the ballot. Yeah, they'll still be on the ballot. But if they're not continuing their campaign hardcore past this endorsing process, I'm sorry. That's not a fair and open choice.
Texter says the Democrats will be a circular firing squad. The GOP will be a circular something else. Can't be said on the radio. I don't think the circular firing squad, it's not necessarily a negative. It does reflect a real dispute in the Democratic Party right now. And I do think, now you can disagree with these folks on policy, but if you look at Angie Craig and Peggy Flanagan, to me, you have two incredibly qualified candidates who have been really good public servants. Now, I'm not saying I'm voting for them. I'm not endorsing anybody. I'm just saying, like, objectively, these are two really good candidates. It is a reasonable debate to say, should the Democratic Party, to be successful, should they go to the middle and try to compromise with and I guess the question is, what's the middle? Is the middle compromising with Republicans? Because Republicans probably aren't going to compromise with Democrats. But is the middle a more maybe conventionally pragmatic version of very democratic policies? I don't know. I guess that's the question. I think the middle, in being a centrist, has sort of been cast as like, you're wishy-washy. You don't stand for anything. But I view it as looking at all of the possible policy choices and you pick which ones you align with. It's not I want 50% of this and 50% of that. It's I want 100% of your good idea and 100% of their good idea. That's more my approach to that. I do think the endorsement should go away. I do think the party endorsement should go away. We'll talk more about this maybe later this week. But I do think that you should have a primary and there should be no official, like, here's the party endorsement. Because at this point, even hardcore Democrats or Republicans, I don't know, how engaged are they in this to make a decision this weekend? And certainly they're not going to go up there they're not going to Rochester and they're not going to Duluth on a beautiful summer weekend. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It would be nice if we could have a better way to getting candidates, if you were someone who cared about policy more than party. I guess we'd need a third party, or we'd need more willingness to vote for independent candidates. And outside of Jesse Ventura, which happened once, you just don't see it very often.
And was very much centered on him and his personality, not any sort of party affiliation.
Yeah.
Even though they tried to spin a party off of him and it just didn't work.
Yep. Absolutely. Let's break in a minute. A new idea to have a whole day of women's sports. The Lynx, the Aurora, and America's #1 sports bar, apparently, according to USA Today voters. Drive Time. We'll tell you all about it in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Red Pocket Mobile.
Verizon has joined the tech consortium involved in designing new cybersecurity tools built with Anthropic's most powerful AI model, Claude Mythos Preview. Project Glasswing includes most of the largest tech firms, including Apple, Google, and NVIDIA. Verizon says that as part of Project Glasswing, the telecom has been able to test and improve its cybersecurity efforts with new insights to maintain network security. I'm Jason Brooks.
Chuck McDowell here with Red Pocket Mobile. Ever sign up for one of those too good to be true phone deals? 1 minute you're feeling great, then suddenly you're paying over $1,000 a year. Crazy, right? You know who else thinks that's crazy? Red Pocket Mobile.
Right now at Red Pocket, new and existing customers adding a line can get our premium 5G plan for just $5 a month. That's only $60 a year. And choose from all 3 major 5G networks with one locked-in low price at redpocket.com. Redpocket.com.
We're gonna win, Twins, we're gonna score.
Talking construction law today with Blake Nelson, an attorney from Helmuth & Johnson. Blake, why is having the right legal support so important?
One delay, one payment issue, or one contract mistake can put an entire project at risk and be the difference between making and losing money. In Minnesota, contract terms, timing, and documentation matter.
How does Helmuth & Johnson help?
We help contractors, subcontractors, and property owners protect their rights, get paid, and keep projects moving.
Learn more at hjlawfirm.com. Helmuth & Johnson, on your side, at your side, for all your construction law needs.
You know that feeling when your body is tired, but your brain just won't shut off? We've all been there. Jordana here. That's where CBN comes in. CBN, short for cannabinol, is a naturally occurring hemp cannabinoid known for its relaxing, sleepy effects. Think of it like the lights dimming signal for your brain. While CBD helps you stay calm, CBN helps your body know it's time to rest. That's why we call it CB Night Night. Mini Leaf Night and Night Plus Sleep Gummies combine CBN, CBD, and CBG to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, and then wake up feeling refreshed. Free shipping this month at minileaf.com, the home of Minnesota's best legal products. Go to minileaf.com, MINNELEAF.com, and tell them Jordana sent you.
Losing a loved one is difficult enough without having to worry about paying property taxes on a home you inherited. That's really tough. If you're in a situation where you have to sell a property you inherited, you can trust my friends from the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. It's Vanita. The Good Neighbor agent just helped Scott, a fellow WCCO radio listener, get his family home sold. He was going through a lot after his loss and wanted a quick, stress-free process. John's a compassionate guy. He was patient with Scott and also assured him he could get the job done fast without adding any stress. It took him less than 2 weeks to sell Scott's house. The buyer paid $10,000 over asking price. John made a stressful situation a lot easier for Scott. John makes selling easy. Want to know what your home is worth? Find out in seconds on johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. johnschustergroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone.
we're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
I'm brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Got some problems on 94 westbound approach 101 up in Rogers. West 94 just before 101. It's a multi-car crash. Right 2 lanes are shut down. Traffic is stop and go as you come up from County Road 30. So get ready for delays out of Maple Grove as you head toward Rogers. Slowdowns plays for 169 southbound, 494 to 101. If you're going to be traveling 94 westbound, you're going to find that to be congested from Carmichael Road heading down to the St. Croix River Bridge. Save on picnicking must-haves at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off cut watermelon chunks with Prime through May 26th. Just grab a blanket and this ready-to-go snack while supplies last. Shop in store online. Terms apply. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCL.
B&M Tree Services, certified arborists offering tree trimming, storm cleanup, and full tree removal with professional service at prices you can afford. Call 1-800-569-9034 or visit bnmtree.com. Trusted, professional, reliable.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast time brought to you by B&M Tree Service. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
We'll have a shot of scattered showers and thunderstorms into the night. 65 the overnight low. It does stay humid tonight and tomorrow. Another cooker tomorrow with a high near 88 under a partly cloudy sky. Plenty of sunshine, less humid on Thursday with a high of 83. And our highs will stay in the 80s, and we should stay dry through the weekend into next week.
Right now in White Bear Lake, it is 86 degrees. We congratulate Roberta in Anoka, who won that 4-pack of tickets to the Twins game June 4th, Prince Night at Target Field here on CCO.
The ride home deserves better conversation. Drive time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Baby, I love it. I love it. I love it.
But you guys would want to hear about this, a cool idea in a community that wants to position itself as one of the leaders when it comes to women's sports in America. Minnesota Lynx, Minnesota Aurora FC, and the tourism group Meet Minneapolis teaming up for a women's sports doubleheader next weekend, June 6th. To give us some information on how this all came together is Sarah Hassoun, the president of Minnesota Aurora FC. Sarah's with us on the John Schuster Coldwell Banker Hotline. I think this is a great idea.
Thank you. We think so too. We're excited for it.
All right, so the idea is you can have a full day of women's sports fun, starting with Lynx versus Storm at noon at Target Center. And then you guys have a match at 4 p.m. out at TCO, right?
That's correct. We figure why choose between all of the fantastic women's sports we've got going on in the Twin Cities, and why have to think about how you're getting from one place to another. So we are just doing a whole day of it, and we are taking all of the effort off of you. All you got to do is buy the ticket pack and then come join us for a full day of fun.
So explain how this came about, because this is not the first time in history that you've had a match the same day that the Lynx have had a match, right? Like, how did the conversation get started on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, part of it was inspired by Meet Minneapolis's campaign that they put out this year, looking to really stake a claim on this #1 for women's sports title. And we all work in sports, so we're very competitive. So we thought, okay, how can we make sure that this claim is undeniable? And so as we were looking at our schedule this year, and we started to think here at Aurora about looking at this Lynx game and how we could potentially entice some fans over and prove to them that it's possible to do both. We were talking to our friends over at Meet Minneapolis and thought, well, hey, instead of trying to make a case for them, why don't we actually just do it for them? And so as is true with this market, with Minnesota, everybody was super excited to get on board and work together. And when we called the Lynx, they were super excited to help the fans and help our community get to do this. So it came together actually really quickly and really organically.
So the way it works is you can buy this bundle, right? So you can get a bundle that includes the Lynx and the Aurora game, and then you get a shuttle. So you leave Target Center after the Lynx win, and then you shuttle out to Egan to TCO Stadium, and then Aurora FC is going to win. And then what happens after the game?
And then we keep the party going. So we are shuttling folks back as part of this ticket bundle. It's all included. After the Aurora game, we'll go back to a bar of their own, which is the Women's Sports Bar here in town, which also just won a contest for the #1 sports bar in the country.
How about that? Yeah.
And we will take them over there. We will have a little nightcap. And for folks who, I understand it's a long day, that's a lot of sports. If you want to just go straight back to the Target Center where your car is parked or where you're picking things up, there will be an option to do that. So it's a bit of choose your own adventure at the end of the day, but we hope folks will join us for a nightcap celebration at a bar of their own afterwards.
Sarah Hassoun is the president of Minnesota Aurora FC. Why do you think, Sarah, it's significant for our area to be #1 in women's sports?
I think it is such a testament to this community here in the Twin Cities and in larger Minnesota. I think as someone myself who's not from here, who just showed up here thanks to women's sports, having experienced the magic of the community, it's because everybody cares, right? Everybody cares about one another. They care about supporting women's sports. They care about supporting all of these athletes, and you can feel it and you can sense it. And I think this market deserves the credit on a national stage for what is already happening. So I'm really excited for this campaign to go large and for us really to continue to earn that title.
Where did you grow up, Sarah? Where are you from?
I grew up in Texas. I'm from Austin, Texas.
And have you felt shunned by Minnesotans yet? I mean, isn't that newcomers are always saying they can't make friends? It's a lot of whining. It's a lot of whining for the newcomers usually.
You know, I have to say I have had the opposite experience. It has been the most welcoming place. I've been invited over to plenty of Minnesotans' houses, so that old rumor is also not true. They've all invited me over for dinner, so it's been fantastic.
Is it possible, Sarah, that the people who have trouble making friends are just like losers? You know, it's maybe they're I'm just saying.
Maybe they need to look inward. You're right.
I mean, I'm from Chicago. I have had no problem also. Like, I mean, it's, I think people are very welcoming, but you do have to make a little effort, don't you think?
Of course. But isn't that the way with any good friendship? You got to make a little effort. It's a two-way street.
That's right. Well, I think if you're looking for friends, maybe taking part in this day of women's sports, my only pushback is I feel like we need a little catchier name for the endeavor.
Okay, I'm open for suggestions. Folks can write in. I'll take a crowdsourced name. We can make it snappier.
Right? Like Women Sports Doubleheader. That doesn't just I don't know. You guys are pretty good at marketing over there. The Minnesota Aurora merch, I think, is top tier. Like we can do a little better than Women's Sports Doubleheader. But the idea,
you know what? We can.
I love the idea, and I hope people take advantage of it. You can get tickets for this. I'm on the website here.
The easiest way to do it is just go to mnaurora.com, and under the 2026 tickets, there's a whole page dedicated to the to be renamed Women's Sports Doubleheader.
Yeah, and it's right on the homepage. You see the big. How's the season going so far?
The season's going great. We're 2 games in. We won our first home game 6-0. We won our first road game 2-0. So the team is looking great. They're fun to watch. They are just having fun out there. They're getting cheeky with all of their little moves, and they're scoring goals, and they've got some great celebrations. So they're fun to watch.
Excellent. This is going to be the year they're going to win it all. We can't have another undefeated regular season and then come up. I would like to see one loss in the regular season. Maybe that'll make a little more toughness for championship time.
You know what? If our head coach, Jen Lyric, is listening to this, I am not going to co-sign that desire, but I will co-sign the desire for a championship. So we're doing everything we can over here.
Well, your fans deserve it. It's great to talk to you, and I love the initiative of creating this day of women's sports. The day is soon, so go get that ticket at mnaurora.com. But it's all happening on Saturday, right? June.
Yeah. Saturday, June 6th.
June 6th.
So less
Boom,
than
boom,
2
boom.
weeks. And the spots are limited in those shuttles. So if folks want it, they got to snap them up quickly.
Cool. Sarah, really appreciate it. Thanks for spending the time with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Sarah Hassoun, she is the president of Minnesota Aurora FC. Let's break in a minute. I do want to update you on the drama that I left you with last Friday. I was beside myself, nervous about a big birthday party. And
Perhaps as edgy as I've ever seen you.
I will tell you what happened. We'll do that when we come back.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
The process of selling a house, nobody says, man, that was so fun. I love how that worked out. Well, some people do. It's Jason here for my friend Chris Lindahl. And chrislindahl.com, the guaranteed cash offer. As I was driving in today, we all know Chris for the Arms Wide Out billboard, and those are still up there. But more and more, you're seeing billboards with Chris standing with a family holding a big red check. Why is that? I was talking to Chris about this the other day. I've known Chris for a long time. Good guy, great guy, generous, kind, Minnesotan. He's one of us. What's happening is more and more people are trading in their house, just sort of like you would trade in a car. They're trading uncertainty and stress, which is for sure a part of the home selling experience. They're trading it for speed and convenience. The big red check is so attractive right now because, yes, there are some parts of the real estate market that are red hot, but there are others where homes are sitting for sale for a long time, taking price reduction after reduction. And instead, you could just be done with it. No upgrades, no new landscape, no fancy photos, no paying commission to some realtor. Instead, you go to chrislindahl.com. Now, it may not be for you, which is why you should go to chrislindahl.com and get a free Smart Seller Guide. That free guide is available for you to find out open market versus the guaranteed cash offer, which way is the smartest way to go. But I have a feeling that if you're someone who prioritizes certainty and speed and loves offloading your stress, you're going to love the guaranteed cash offer. You're going to get a big red check and you're going to start packing. Terms and conditions may apply.
Next item, proposed guidelines for state-approved hot dish serving utensils.
Spatula only. A spoon compromises the structural integrity of the tater tot layer.
This is Minnesota. We scoop with whatever's clean.
That kind of thinking leads to forks.
Forks are people too.
Not at my potluck, they aren't.
Could we maybe just put it on a plate and eat?
Most of us are caught somewhere in the middle. Reasonable, craving actual action. Just trying to get through the day without turning every little thing into a fight.
I want this spoon investigated by independent counsel.
For smart conversation, for common sense, and less picking sides on things that just don't matter. It's News Talk 830 WCCO.
So when do you need to start thinking about a will? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What is a living trust, and do you need this? Find out at gutmanlaw.com. What about a power of attorney or probate? We'll get all the answers to your questions when you schedule a free attorney consultation at, gutmanlaw.com. It's Jordana, and I didn't know the first thing about wills, living trusts, estate planning, but I didn't need to. All I did was reach out to my friend Matt Gutman and his partner Jamie Reff Wagner. This is their focus: wills, trust, probate, estate plans. Now knowing that my loved ones will be taken care of no matter what helps me sleep at night. Don't wait until it's too late to get these things taken care of. You can schedule a free, no-hassle consultation right on the website. Say it with me, gutmanlaw.com. Gutmanlaw.com, giving you peace of mind today for tomorrow. It's not just a slogan. I sleep better at night now that I have my estate plan in place. Thanks to Matt Gutman and Jamie.
Mike Rowe here with a fun fact. Did you know that 50% of the air that you breathe inside your home comes from your crawl space? Yeah. Whether your crawl space is wet, musty, or your floors are bouncy, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to repair your crawl space. Innovative Basement Authority is now Groundworks. Schedule a free inspection
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week. New segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back. We're better. Let's get it.
Flint Hills Resources Pine Bend Refinery in Rosemont produces important transportation fuels used throughout the Midwest, but they're also active in the community. They support many programs and organizations that make Minnesota better. Go to FHR.com.
Gas prices are up. Luther Kia of Bloomington is there for you. It's Jason DeRusha. I love my Kia, and I love Dan Dingman and his team, plus their brand new facility. More room, more service bays, more Kia excellence. EVs, hybrids, the red hot 2027 Telluride. I just test drove it. It is awesome. Get to 35W and 494 and check out 0% financing on Sportages and Sorrentos at Luther Kia of Bloomington.com.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought in part by Flint Hills Resources. If you're going to be traveling 36 eastbound, not too bad over on Selling Avenue, heading out toward 35E. 94 westbound, approaching 101 up in Rogers. Multi-car crash with injuries. Has the right 2 lanes shut down. Stop-and-go stuff in place as you come up from Highway 610. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
We got a show and it's guys and dolls at Chin Has and Dinner Theaters, and it's a knockout. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it blazing with brilliance. You got gamblers, romance, and show-stopping tunes. Guys and dolls, visit ChinHasandDP.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Weather brought to you by the Chanhassen Dinner Theater. Guys and dolls on stage right now at chanhassendt.com. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered showers. I know I was looking at the radar. Is there any scattered anything? Not really.
Not in the metro. There's stuff to the north and stuff to the southeast.
South of Faribault, Owatonna, pretty good chunk down in the Rochester, Wabasha rain, but we look clear. 65 is the low tonight. Tomorrow we get to 88. Again, we're at 88 today. Thursday, mostly sunny and 83. The average high is 73. So this is pretty crazy. Right now in St. Paul, it's 87 on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
You can't have people telling you 24/7 that you're great. You need people around you to say, hey, that's a bad idea.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Friday, I was a mess. I was very nervous about screwing up my wife's birthday. It was her 50th birthday on Friday. I shouldn't have worked. I was so distracted. Why was I so nervous about it? I don't know. Dan, I'm here to tell you that I did mess something up.
Uh-oh.
I knew I was going to mess something up. The biggest thing I messed up was I forgot to buy candles for the cake. Not that bad.
There
right?
are worse things to mess up.
Now we
By
had,
the way, we have some in the office. If you ever need.
Of course we did.
Yeah.
We had candles at home. So I had 6 candles, like perfect, 5 candles, 50th birthday, boom, done.
Makes nothing but sense.
That worked out fine. On YouTube, Andrew asking what cakes did I get? Because
that was one of
my issues earlier last week.
Yeah.
I forgot to get a cake. And so I posted a thing on Instagram, and the answer of where I got the cake is also on my Instagram if you follow me at DeRusha J. But I got a cake from the Buttered Tin in St. Paul, and I'm putting an image of that up on the screen right now.
Oh, lovely.
So it's a beautiful green cake that Alicia, who's been on our show a couple of times, she put the finishing touches on it, decorated it. Beautiful strawberry with vanilla cake. It was delicious. So she nailed it. And we got cafe latte, tres leches, cupcakes. They had cupcakes.
You did cake and cupcakes.
Right.
How decadent of you.
That's the bougie. Out of the pressure, people had so many great suggestions.
They did.
Of cake.
Yeah, they came through big time for you.
And if you need like suggestions as to where you should get cakes, you should check out my Instagram post because I listed.
Well, what you should do is get a radio show and then ask your listeners where to get your stuff. And then
the people came through.
Yeah, they did.
They came through with great suggestions. So it was great. The whole weekend has been very nice. We went to PS Steak for dinner on Sunday with the boys. No, on Saturday. So we went with the boys. That was fun. So we had our own little family dinner, beautiful steak. I tell you what, when you have an 18 and a 20-year-old,
they can house some steak.
They were housing steak.
They can put it away.
It's sort of amazing. I think like at that age, well, first of all, like we weren't going to fancy steakhouses. We went to Ponderosa.
When they were young.
No, like this is my child.
Oh, in your day.
Back in my day.
The black and white era. I got it.
Ponderosa. What was the Ponderosa equivalent? Like where they had the salad bar and the soft serve ice cream. And I would get what they called a ground steak, which was just essentially a hamburger.
Yeah.
Here, was it Bonanza? Was that a thing?
Could have been.
Ponderosa.
I wasn't big into steak as a kid, so we didn't do a whole lot of steakhouse kind of thing.
I think we were more excited by the salad bar that you could like make your own. That was
nobody's excited by a salad bar. The soft serve ice cream, that's what you were excited about. Everybody wants to pretend like, oh, it's a great salad bar. Nobody cares about the salad bar.
Have you ever had the salad bar at
Are you seriously asking me that
so
question?
good.
Are you looking directly at me, knowing me to the level that you do, and asking me if I've ever taken
Is
part
that a
in a salad
Derusha
bar?
Eats we need to do
Come
on
on.
Thursday? Your best salad bars?
Oh
It's a good salad bar.
Can you do that Friday when I'm not here?
But they have like the meat. They have like the salami and the cheeses.
So did you build a salad like you had down in Fort Myers, which was basically a sandwich with some lettuce?
The birthday was fine.
I'm glad.
I don't know
Very
why
glad.
I was so worked up.
You were very worked up.
Now, a lot of
But I'm glad it worked out
assembled
for you.
Like a gift of
Actually, I'm really glad it worked out for Alyssa.
Well, yeah.
Because it really wasn't about you.
No, but I made it about
You did.
this is what I do. I mean, sometimes people are surprised or they text in like trying to insult me. Like, why do you got to make it about me? Make it about you. I'm like, well,
Drive time with Derusha, not drive time with anybody else.
yeah. Oh, holy crap. Derusha made it about himself. Like the sun rose.
In the East, even.
I don't like to get in the details
Right.
which way it rose.
That's true.
Check out the podcast. We'd appreciate that if you would subscribe. People have been leaving us a review. I checked that on Apple Podcasts the other day, which is super nice. So we appreciate that. Check it out. And you can always check out our videos on YouTube and our brand new TikTok stream. If you're a TikToker, Derusha Show is the TikTok account with clips and highlights of the program. Continental Diamond time check right now is 5:57. It's time for us to get out of here, but time for you to think about a luxury pre-owned timepiece. Oh, babe. All the watches I owned are pre-owned. Continental Diamond does amazing. Thanks for listening, Henry.
Billy Shakespeare wrote a whole bunch of sonnets. Call me Willie Whisper.
Hi, Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Our team is here to